All right. And restart that. So, do you guys want to see my new pet? Yes? Anyways. It's actually huge. Yeah, it is. I don't want to accidentally roll over his head. Yeah, he's like 3 feet tall. It's so stupid, but I love it. Anyways, how's everybody doing? I guess I should turn the control off to save battery. Bam, bam, bam. All right, I feel like I forgot to do something. Bow, 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 bow. Did I go live in all the places? I did. I did indeed. Theoretically. There's a dinosaur behind me? True. There is. I can confirm. He's taking a nap on the floor right now, though. Alright, so what are we doing today? So this is really all we have left. A propeller mushroom. Oh, boy. So, it's wild to me that I'm not even half done with this yet. I guess world boss in 42 minutes. I'll just grind some Helltide for a bit, I guess. I do think I'm reaching the end of my paladin journey. But I still have a hardcore sorceress journey ahead of me. At least that's the plan currently. Except for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're kicking it old school. Come here, Mr. Goblin. D1, that is the plan tomorrow, yep. Which I'm a little nervous about. But hopefully it's fun. But I am going to be setting some rules for myself. Because people love to make suggestions. And I'm just going to have very clear rules set out from the beginning. That I'm not going to be doing any dupes. I'm also not going to be save scumming. Merry Capitalist Holiday sponsored by the Coca-Cola Company? Hell yeah. Bow, 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 bow. The wind moving stuff outside is scaring me because I keep seeing shadows. And I'm like, who's behind me right now? I'm one shy to open that chest. It's fine. Wait. Nailed it. This year co-sponsored by Chrysler? Is that a thing? I don't know. Merry Chrysler! Yeah, my holiday is going to involve working and then playing Diablo 1. So a lot different than normal days. Was that my wife that reached for something on the couch? Well, I don't have a wife, so nope. Bow, 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 bow. Bro, run. No, I only have I only have oh. You can do it. There he is. Yeah, I only have him. I should just leave him there. I should just leave him there. Can you hear that? Oh yeah, you can. The mic wasn't picking it up yesterday when I was messing around with it. He just face planted. Sounds like a faulty lithium cell. It was a fan blowing in my dinosaur's ass to keep him alive. What?
Moo?
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Air-powered dinosaurs, fascinating choice. One of my friends sent it to me. Like every birthday and holiday, we just send each other the goofiest shit. For her birthday, I sent her like bath toys with like slides and stuff with like rubber duckies. They go down the slides, like suction cups to the wall. Just the dumbest shit we can find on Amazon. It's been kind of our thing. She's the one who sent me the pickle that sings. Oh boy. If I follow people I like, they won't show up in FYP, so do you prefer if I follow you? Wait. Alright, so shut up, pickle. I don't know how to answer that question. You do you? Wait, do people that you follow not show up in the FYP? I don't know.
Moo!
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. You haven't played D4 in 9 months. What's new? In 9 months. Well, this season specifically, they changed a lot. They completely redid Masterworking and Tempering. They brought Nightmare Dungeons back to the game. They removed Renown as a seasonal system. We now have the seasonal rank system, so you earn all of your stat points and Paragon points in a different way now. It's quite a bit different. This season specifically, they brought in Sanctification, which is basically corrupting items from PoE, which is kind of awesome. Had a house fire. Uh-oh. Hopefully everything's okay. Stupid working today? Yeah, I worked this morning. And I'm working tomorrow, too. You love your Cliptis, you also love your Riz? Hell yeah. Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. What do I do for work? I do graphic design and animations for TV stations across the country. Is Paladin out? Paladin is out if you pre-order the expansion that comes out in April. Rich? Not at all. Not at all. I often think I need to, like, honestly, with the way that California is, I could go work at a fast food job and make almost as much. Not to shame the commenter, but you're always amazed that no one owns a fire extinguisher. Wait. Oh. I mean, sometimes there are fires that fire extinguishers can't put out. 40-80. 40-80. Wow. You're back.
Yolanda, come quick. Oh no. You have no idea what you've done.
Just an Amazon delivery. I had to learn how to use a fire extinguisher a couple of years ago when I accidentally set my balcony on fire cooking hamburgers. Merry Christmas if you don't see me. Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates, and happy holidays to those who don't, and things and stuff. Will I stream tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I'm planning on streaming Diablo 1, which should be interesting. Because I've never made it past the the only time I've played it, I got to the butcher, I killed him, and I never played it again. And he's like on what, floor 2? So it should be fun. I think it feels very Taco Bell Christmas. Man, I might have to order some Taco Bell tonight. I might have to. How do I like Ally? What? Oh, Pally. Pally. I think it's great. I think if I had to rank the classes, how would I rank them? So we're gonna make a tier list. We're gonna make a class tier list real quick. S. We'll go. What color do we want to do this? We'll go F down here. Go D. Do they do D's on tier list, or they go straight to C, don't they? C. B. I'm realizing I made a mistake. Better. Okay. We're gonna go S. A. That's better. That's better. D exists. I'm not gonna put anything in D anyway, so it's fine. All right. Oh, there we go. Nailed it. All right. So for me, Sork goes here for sure. And everybody knows it. Necro goes here for me. So what else? Rogue goes here. Spearborn. Writing with a mouse is weird. All right. So now what do we got? We got Barb. We got Druid. We got Pally. Barb goes there. I think Druid goes here. You know what? Get it tighter. There we go. Better. And then we go... Nope. Wrong color. I think that's where I would go. I think. I have a very American penmanship. I think that's how I would put them. I might be willing. I'm going to change one thing. That's better. That's better. Also. Perfect. There's my tier list. That is my Diablo 4 class tier list. I think that's pretty accurate. There's no way I think Sork over Pally. So I'm not talking about as far as like seasonal power. This is my preferred like play style. To be clear, this says nothing about how powerful the class is. This is just what I enjoy playing the most. But yeah, I would rather play with dog shit than play a Necro.
It is done.
Anyways. This tier is fine then? Yeah. Like, I think if in terms of power this season, Pally's by far number 1. I don't know why I cared to pick those up. I'm gonna salvage them all anyways. Bow, bow, bow. You don't remember what Druid does? Smashes stuff, or I don't know. We get it. You don't love Necro. You're not a necrophiliac. That's true. That is true. I I don't know, like, I want to like the class. I just, every time I try, I like the first 20 levels or so, and then I get miserably bored. But hopefully with the skill tree rework, they do something with them that makes me excited about them again. I would love to like them. And I know it would make Psychosis so happy. The exact experience you had with Necro? Like, I want to like them. I liked them during the closed endgame, or not the closed endgame beta, the open beta, like the stress test that they were doing when they let us level to like 25 or whatever. I had fun then, because we could only get to 25. It was like, you actually only like Shadowblight Necro without summons. I don't remember how, I've tried several different ones. I couldn't tell you what they were, but I wish I would have tried one last season when Bone Storm was able to be a core skill. I missed out on that, because I might have liked that one. I might have. Okay. I think you'd not hate Shadowblade. I've tried Shadowblade a couple times, and I distinctly didn't like it. Will we get Chator slots? Character slots? Usually when they add classes, they do add some. And since they didn't when they added the Pally, my guess is we're going to get... Or did they? Maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't count. Maybe we'll get 2 of them when the expansion comes out? I don't know. Highest damage per tick this season? I don't know. I don't pay attention to damage numbers, to be honest. Lord of Hatred says 2 more slots. Did it say that? That sounds right. That's what I would have expected. We got to or we're getting to? Yeah, I would assume we're getting to, if we haven't already. Highest pit then? I've done a 105. I think. Did I finish it? Maybe I tried 105. I know I finished at least 103, but I haven't really been trying. But yeah, with the skill tree rework, I'm really hoping that they make some cool stuff for the Necro that makes me excited. I would love, like in D2, there was a lot of like poison stuff that we didn't really get in this, and I missed the poison stuff. I thought that was cool. Like a Poison Nova Necro is one of my favorite things. Paladin doesn't pay his rent right now. True. Honestly, nervous for the skill rework. Hope they don't ruin it. It's going to be very different. They already gave us the smallest glimpse at it, and I'm excited for it because it looks like they're moving a lot of the power for the characters away from gear and onto the skill tree. And they're going to give us more meaningful choices for every single skill. And they're also removing passive points from the skill tree, which is going to be interesting. For some builds more than others. Oh no, why am I getting a cough? I don't like it. I feel like they've only improved, so when the new expansion comes out, you'll hop in, you have faith. Yeah, like the game has gotten significantly better, and you can tell like with their class designs, the Spiritborn and the Paladin flow so much better than the early classes. Like I almost feel like at some point they need to do a revamp of all the old classes to bring them up to standards with the new ones. What's my build? This is Makuna's Blessed Hammer Paladin, his Hammer Kuna. It's not as flashy as some of the Paladin builds, but it's strong. Don't we need passives? Apparently not, because they're gone. I don't... So, like, either they put the passives onto gear, or they're going to be added back via the talisman system, or I don't know. I think that was the big standout for you about the old characters versus PoE 2. I could see that. What happened? Doing a judgment build, running 120 with 1 to 2 minutes spare. Nice. Yeah, I haven't really been pushing. I need to level my glyphs still. There has to be something wrong with these unique major tributes for Undercity. They're rare and they don't drop anything. Yeah, I feel like there's that's kind of always been an issue with the Undercity. Like you'll run one with the what is it, bargains or whatever, to try to get like passive slots on your amulets, and like it just won't drop any amulets, even though it specifically says that it's supposed to. Hopefully they fix it. What's my favorite ARPG of all time? Diablo 2. And I'm really hoping next year at BlizzCon we get some kind of announcement for it. I don't know if we will, but ever since they did that tease back on the 25th anniversary of it, I've just been like, they gotta be doing something. And they recently put out a patch that changed the design of the stash tab, so they're definitely tinkering. But if you mean like currently like updated ARPGs, that'd be a harder question to answer. And I'm not really sure. Probably this one, but I like them all, so. You meant of all time? Yeah, Diablo 2. Class Paladin. Want to run 110, or do you play with viewers conditionally? So I don't have any conditions. I just don't very often. Usually I just like running solo. Sometimes I'll do group stuff. Sometimes, but I don't know. I gotta be in the mood. Bow, 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 bow. There's a modern ARPG called Conditioner. That's better. All right, you're asking for it, aren't you?
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really good. Really. Stop looking at me, Swan.
Anyways, is Diablo good right now? I haven't played in a few seasons. A lot of people have come back to the game and said that it's by far the best that the game's ever felt. So, I like it. Cow level coming when in Diablo 4? You need it? I hope it's soon. I hope. Like, every expansion, I mean, the base game and the Vessel of Hatred, they've given us these, like, little quest chains that, like, aren't, like, official quests, just, like, things to do that people discover among the community that are kind of teasing something coming, but we don't know when. And when asked about it in interviews, Joe Shelley, he said, you know, I don't have anything to share about the cow level, but those things that you found, they might be worth hanging on to. So, like, something's happening, eventually. Hate the season's itemization, but love the to-do world changes for gameplay. So, when you say you hate itemization, what do you mean by that specifically? Like, you don't like Masterworking and Tempering, you don't like Sanctification, you don't like any of it? Like, what? Or you don't like that items have 4 affixes now instead of the 3 that they used to? Or which part of it don't you like? Oh, Bluewing, Merry Christmas. I missed you. What up, Anthony? Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas Eve. You're sanctifying a 3GA galvanized ring for your Sork, and it got Andariel's visage aspect? Hell yeah. You do like, you don't like the rework. You do like, and you hate bricking on 4GA on sanctification with no fix. I mean, so bricking is only possible on legendaries. But, like, even then, it's super rare. Like, it's only like a 15 or 20% chance. You had the wildest dream? Uh-oh. Good or bad? You don't like the rework. I see. I didn't when they first announced it, but now that I've played with it, it's definitely growing on me, especially knowing that we're getting more crafting in the future. Like, knowing that we're getting the Roderick Cube makes me not worry about it as much, because we're going to have more forms of crafting later. And so with, like, all of those systems working together, it should feel meaningful enough. Somehow you got modded for me on Twitch, you timed someone out for spamming, and then banned and blocked me on Discord. Huh. Interesting. It's a very oddly specific dream. Do we have any goblin pylons like D3? Not yet. They have talked about, though, that with the addition of the tower, they're going to be, like, because, like, right now, the pit is where, like, people are, like, competitive. Like, that's where, like, the unofficial leaderboards and stuff are, and where people try to, like, compare their builds and whatnot. But since we're getting the tower, which is officially going to do that, they're going to be able to add a little bit more flexibility and fun into the pit. And they did talk about possibly doing, like goblin shrines and stuff like that. We need another form of crapping? Maybe. I don't know what that means, but maybe. It was so vivid you woke up and pondered if it was real. You had to logic your way out of your memory. Yeah, that's funny. I've definitely had dreams like that like I woke up wondering if it was real or not. But yeah, I don't know. Heard something about crapping. Did you? I don't remember what I said. Possible. Sounds like something I would say. Melatonin's been giving you insane dreams, but mostly not bad. That's good. Like when I first started taking melatonin regularly, it definitely was giving me some weird dreams, but now it's just my brain's used to it, so it's like, nah, we're chill. But I also do only take half a dose because I find when I take a full dose, I feel very not good. One thing you miss is the larger, strange array of uniques or sets. There's always best in slots. String is fun. Or, wait, that doesn't say string. That says STRNG. Strange is fun. Since you gave up Twitch, you don't really watch live content anymore? That's fair. That's fair. Think Blizz will drop any little surprise on Christmas Day? Probably not. It's possible, but I'm not expecting anything. I think they would have already done it if they were going to. Highest pit, like 103, 105, something. I haven't really been trying. Feel like the loot this season's poop? Really? Huh. I feel like I've been swimming in loot this season. Pain med dreams suck as a chronic pain sufferer? Oof. 3GA 4 passive trash due to replace? That's a bummer. I actually haven't had a replace on any single meaningful piece of gear. I've had it on like random ones that I did real quick just to slam, but... I don't know. I love sanctification. I hope it's perfect. The thing is, though, is like, you don't have to sanctify your gear. If you're worried about it replacing stuff, just leave it be. Like, there's no real reason to have all of your gear. Like, you don't have to perfect every single piece of gear. Like, I had basically no gear in Torment 4 and was still able to, like, one-tap everything once you get to a certain point. Like, it's... People want to min-max everything, but they're not willing to take any risks to get there? I don't know. You like the random I had 2 affixes given? Wait, you had 2 affixes given. I didn't even know that was possible. You do pits competitively? Okay. I don't know. I come from Diablo 2, which RNG was everything in that game. Like crafting rune words and getting like, you know, like a CTA with a bad roll on it or whatever. Like it's basically the same thing. There was no real way to undo that, but people didn't really complain about that. They just grinded and got a new one. You need a mythic that gives other class teleport skills? I mean, you can get that with rune words. What is it, the Jaw rune? You can turn your evade into a Sork's teleport? I feel like time is a bit more premium these days, so people are impatient. I guess. You missed rune words that allowed fun alt builds? I mean, yeah, the rune words that we got were not what people wanted from rune words, but I do hope with the addition of the Roderick Cube and stuff like that, like, I hope that they do lean into, like, I made a video a while ago about, like, adding white items back into the endgame drop pool, but allowing them to have more than just 2 sockets, like let them have up to 6 sockets, and let us turn those into ancient rune words and make them Diablo 2 style rune words. That would be sick. It was only 4-way passive after 90 hours. Yeah, I feel like if you get that good, like maybe hold off until you get another one before you sanctify it. That said, I do think that this season I probably have the best amulet that I've ever gotten, thanks to Sanctifying. Well, no, Sanctifying just added random bullshit to it, but thanks to Masterworking and Tempering and all that stuff. I love how rare mythics are. You've only gotten 3 drops for like 80 runs. I feel like mythics are way too common right now. Personally, I liked how they were at launch. They were too rare at launch, but I like that better than they are now. Now I feel like they drop like candy, comparatively. I feel like mythics should be one of those things like, if you get 2 in a season, you're lucky. But yeah, I got this guy, which came out pretty good. What's the name of this build? So this is Makuna's Blessed Hammer Paladin. It says Hammer Kuna. Where am I seeing him drop like candy? I mean, they added a Nightmare Dungeon affix that you're guaranteed to get 5 of them from. It's really rare to get though. I mean, I've gotten one, and a couple people in my clan have gotten one, and we run them together, and I don't know. They don't seem that rare. Like, they're rare, but they're not that rare. I feel like those sigils are more common than an actual, like, world drop mythic is. Do you like or dislike the no hands capability of Paladin? The Oridon stuff? I don't love it. But it's not hurting me, so I don't care if other people want to play it. Now, if somehow those kind of builds end up, like, you know, dominating the tower, then it's an issue. An AFK Lilith makes me sad as possible. I do remember there was a build many seasons ago that could do it too. I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was either a barb or a druid. But might have even been a sork, actually. It was a barb? Okay. Wait, what's 72B? Probably plague the tower, people will use it. I don't, but is it gonna top the tower, do you think? Drop the build? This is Makuna's Hammer Kuna build on the Mobilytics.
Moo.
Is this Pokemon? Yes. Thank you for the follow, Adam. Appreciate it. I was trying to stay in the circle, thinking it was the circle for my event. No, it was the circle that I put on the ground. I'm dumb. So, like, seriously, can April get here, like, immediately? Diablo 2 had the best drop table ratio. Amazing items drop felt so nice and exciting. Yeah, the dopamine was crazy in Diablo 2. And, like, I love the fact that, like, when so the way that Diablo 2 items worked, when a helmet dropped, you knew exactly what item it was without ever even having to pick it up. You knew what a Shaco was. In this game, it just always says helm. I wish that they actually had, like, item bases that were identifiable. So, like, when something drops, you're like, oh shit, I got the item that I need finally. And then the only mystery is when you identify it to see what the rolls are. For whatever reason, like, that just tickled your brain in a way that this game doesn't do. April hot and wet, it can wait? No, it can't. No, it can't. I mean, I'm with you. I don't like the hot and wet either, but I want that expansion so damn bad. Boop 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 boop. Bears. Am I making a dent on this? Not really. Now, progress is shared between hardcore and softcore, right? So, like, I could finish it on my Sork. You believe in me? Thanks, Emily. Hey, your squirrel friends are waiting for you. Raccoons? Where'd I get squirrel from? My brain. It's not here right now. Although squirrels would be cute, too. How much damage you deal on a hammer build? I don't know. How many? I don't look at the numbers. What's the chances they make a new act for Diablo 2, or should I just move on with life? I've been riding the hopium train on that for a while. Ever since on the 25th anniversary of Diablo 2, they put out a tweet saying, like, if you think you've seen it all, just wait until the chaos that we've yet to unleash or whatever gives me hope that they're doing something. And the fact that they just released a patch that changed the way that stash tabs looks, and like they made the big push to release the game in China, makes me think that they might be getting ready to do something. And we do have BlizzCon in less than a year. If we don't get something announced by BlizzCon next year, I'm going to give up hope. But I'm going to hold on to that hope until then. They'll re-release Diablo Immortal 2? Well, Diablo Immortal 2 is not a thing, but... Oh, wait, I read that as re-release. You said release. No, I don't think they'll just continue updating Diablo Immortal. I don't think they're going to do a number 2. That game gets more updates than any other Blizzard game, I think. WoW might get more updates, but Immortal gets tons of content added to it, and I'm jealous. It's present wrapping time? What'd you get me? JK. What a penguin puncher. You just did a number 2. What do you get? Toilet paper. Probably. I'm proud of you, though. Got me an Oracle class in Diablo. I hope you did. I hope you did. Now that I made that video, though, saying that I don't think it's going to be an Amazon or a Warlock, and that it's going to be an Oracle, if it's a Warlock, I'm going to feel real bad about it. But hey, I called the Paladin right. Can I go 2 for 2? Maybe. You found out what my sister got me for Christmas? It's a book you already have. Does she know that you know that?
I'll give you a fair
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
good business. Come again.
She leaves her Amazon account open? Well, you gotta act really surprised and really grateful. It's what you gotta do, right? You bought a Swiffer WetJet mop at Target and the cashier asked if you needed a gift receipt. So you said yes, right? Uh-huh. Of course. Absolutely. Damn right. Yeah, right? What up, Dutch?
I can break that down.
Got her Final Fantasy 16. 16. I think 15 was the last one that I played. Is 16 any good? There's supposed to be any good? Wait. Which one was the one with like the dudes going on the road trip? That was 15, right? You don't know? Yeah, that was 15, I think. I used to love the Final Fantasy games, but I haven't really gotten into one since 10. I played 12 a little bit, 13 a little bit, but could never get into them the same way that I did. 16 was good. I still need to play the second part to the 7 remake. What up? Wait, me Legend? No, you Legend. Nothing would be better than 7. I tend to agree with that. I think 7 and 10 were peak. 8 and 9 were good too, though.
Until next time.
Happy Christmas. Likewise. Love the song. Nice. You love 7? Yeah, 7 was great. I mean, 7 was just like, when it came out, it was like the most hyped thing ever. Like, I never played a Final Fantasy game before that, and I remember people in my junior high class, like, they were just, like, the entire class, they were ignoring what the teacher was saying, and they were just talking about this game, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, Final Fantasy 7, you have to play it. I'm like, really? All right, cool. And I went and rented it, and, like, it stole my life for, like, weeks. What was the one with the guy with the gun hand? That was 7. That was Barrett. That was like the first game that you ever played. That's why you're a gamer. That was one of the first. Yeah, that was one of the games that I would say turned me into a gamer for sure. It was like A Link to the Past, Final Fantasy 7, Diablo 2 were like my main 3.
Moo, moo, moo. Moo, 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 moo.
Thank you for the follow. And then later on, World of Warcraft, obviously. Diablo 2 took your soul for years? Yeah, same. Starting to get frustrated? In what way? Your best friend had a dog named Barrett? Nice. You remember some game on Dreamcast that was pretty fun. That's pretty vague. Started with Dr. Mario? Oh, you started with Dr. Mario. I'm like, wait. Some game on Dreamcast started with Dr. Mario? Uh-oh. There we go. Play the shit out of Dr. Mario on Game Boy. Growing up, my mom, like, she would not play video games, with 2 exceptions. She loved Tetris, and she loved the underwater levels on the NES Ninja Turtles game. Weirdest thing ever. But yeah. Did the last Epoch game die? No. They're just very, very slow between releasing new seasons. The next one, I think, is scheduled for, like, April or something. They did have a little bit of controversy because they did announce that with the expansion, they're going to be releasing paid DLC classes. And the reason why that one is a big controversy is because when they launched the game, their whole thing was you buy the game once and we'll never charge you for any future content. So they had to go back on that promise. World boss in 1 minute, you say. Let's see if we can make it. But yeah, so apparently their cosmetics aren't selling enough, so they had to go back on it and start selling what they're calling oh god, what are they calling it? Some other kind of class. Why can't I think of the word? How long to work? 1 minute, apparently. Battletoads and SNES, that was a great game. That was a great game. It was a hard game. What did they call the other kind of classes? I want to say it was something with a P. Paradox classes, that's what it was. Which I don't know what that means yet. And people are worried that it's going to be like super overpowered and like it's going to be pay for power, but Path needs to chill on their micro prices are wild. So that I don't mind as much because it is going to be a completely free game. But I agree. Like, I would buy their stash tabs because they're $5, but I'm never going to buy their cosmetics. I didn't even realize that somebody mentioned it in chat. Chrono Trigger was your other... So, Chrono Trigger was one of those games that I didn't hear about until too late. And I always... Like, I've tried to go and play it so many times, but because it is so old, I just can't get into it. But if they ever did a remake of that game, I would be on that so hard because I liked JRPGs. We're a streamer? I know. I'm going to ban you. Jet Force Gemini. I don't know that one. Made me think of Jetpack Joyride, but you really enjoy all the alternate endings. Is there a bunch? Yeah, I don't know much about it. Will I play WoW someday? Yeah, I'll be playing Midnight for sure. And if we get Classic Plus, I'll definitely be playing that also. Jet Set Radio? I've heard of that. I don't know what it is, though. But yeah, like, I have a feeling next year's BlizzCon is going to be nuts because of when things are being released. Like, we're getting Midnight and Lord of Hatred early in the year. So we're going to get the Last Titan, like, reveal at BlizzCon, almost for sure. And then we're probably going to get the third Diablo expansion reveal also. Although it'll probably be more of a teaser like we had for the original Vessel of Hatred tease. And then the potential of Classic Plus, the potential of something for Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, probably something for Overwatch, and there's also rumors of like a StarCraft 3 or a new StarCraft game. So lots of stuff could be coming. Do you think they should keep Sanctification after the season, and do you think that they would make it permanent? I think they should make it permanent, but they should tweak it a little bit. I think that if they make it permanent, you probably shouldn't have the option to get like mythic powers on stuff. But I definitely like the system and would like for it to stay. I feel like they'll drop WoW for console. So a lot of people thought that that was like a foregone conclusion. It was definitely happening because they added like controller support and stuff, and there was a lot of things that started feeling more controller friendly. But Ian did do an interview saying that they have no plans to do that, at least anytime soon. But it's possible they do it in the future. There's 14 endings to the game, 12 where you beat the boss, and 2 premature endings. You know, if they keep it in some form. Yeah, like, even if it's a cube recipe, like, I don't remember who I was talking to about it, but, like, it'd be cool if if there was, like, a rare drop that's similar to the drop rate of, like, Scroll of Escape on Hardcore. Like, they're pretty rare, but when you get them, it's like, okay, cool. Like, a Shard of Sanctification that you put in the cube with an item, and it does the same thing. Could be cool. You like the chance to get mythic powers on? It feels like Chaos Armor's on Sarah. Right. That's cool for a season, but I think as a permanent feature, that might be too powerful if it's on top of other seasonal mechanics. I mean, maybe if they make it way more rare than it is currently, maybe. But Dreamcast game was Skies of Arcadia. I've heard of that, but I know nothing about it. I've only heard of the title. Another game that I also found out about too late. I just got a mount. Secret of Mana. Like, I heard about that one and how incredible it was way too late. So I can never get into it. But I heard that game was incredible. Ashes of Creation does look fun. That is one of those games that I 100% would have played it if it didn't drop the exact same time as this Diablo season. If they implement Kanai's Cube just like it is in D3, it'll be fine. So they're doing the Herodric Cube, not the Kanai's Cube. Which makes me think that they might be saving Kanai's Cube for a future system. They were similar, but they were different. Like the Herodric Cube, you bring around with you. You don't have to go anywhere for it. I don't know if that's still going to be the case. Although, if they do that, I'm assuming it's just going to be a tab down here. It's not going to be, like, actually taking up inventory space, but maybe. Secret of Mana has a solid remake that you'd actually may be able to get into. Really? Maybe. Well, I'd be playing Tides of Annihilation. Maybe. That was like definitely a game that I looked at the trailer and I'm like, that looks pretty sick. I might have checked that out. Not committing to anything yet, but I would like to if it works out with my schedule. The only game right now that's like on my radar that will be an absolute must play at launch, assuming a Diablo season doesn't drop on the exact same day, is Light No Fire. That one is a must play for me. And then also Midnight. You didn't get the entire set bonus system thing you posted. How does that work? So we don't have any details other than that little video clip that they posted. So we don't really know. But it says in the bottom corner that it's going to apply set bonuses. Like, so we had sets in D2, we had sets in D3. So it looks like there's like one middle thing and then 6 nodes around the outside. And it looks like we're going to find like charms or something. It looks like Diablo 2 small charms is what it looks like to me. Where it's like the more of them we get, the bigger bonuses that we get. But we don't know any details about how it's going to work specifically. Will I be playing the Plants vs. Zombies remake? Is that a real thing? No, I won't. I mean, maybe like in my off time on my phone or something, but never played D2, so that's kind of exciting. Gotcha. Yeah, in D2, charms were just something that you would pick them up and they would just take up space in your inventory and give you passive bonuses. But this is going to be fixed to the talisman system, and I think I mentioned it in the video. Diablo 3, they never implemented it, but they were building a talisman system. It just looked like that, and that looks similar to what we're getting in Diablo 4, except in Diablo 4 it doesn't have like different symbols. It's just 6 holes with one in the middle, and you plop things into it. Somehow they messed it up. They use mobile assets up-res with AI. It's terrible. Oof. Oof. So what does this say? The initial idea was to use talismans as sort of a mini-game with Diablo 3. Players would not start the game with talisman. It existed as a circle in the middle of the inventory screen and was a means of providing additional character customization. Talisman was removed as it didn't sit well alongside of the 200 miles per hour action of the game. In playtesting, no one wanted to stop to use the talisman system. It was repeatedly simplified in a bid to get playtesters to use it until it got to a point where it finally reached a point where it was so simple that the original envisioned fun minigame was gone. Yet it still added tons of math complexity. That's what was removed. Interesting. I don't know. Do you have any Malignant Hearts? Trying to buy from Diablo Trade, but no replies. I mean, I probably do have some. I have 100 right now. It'll be good. They just need to add a few more torment tiers, rework difficulty entirely. I agree with that. Like, I would love... Like, so here's the problem. Is the idea that people like is give content that's more difficult for the people who want it, and then let other people who don't want it to play on an easier setting. But that's not how gamers work. Gamers always want to be able to get to the most difficult setting, right? So the people who can't are going to be angry. And then they're going to nerf the hardest stuff, and then the people who wanted the hard content are going to get angry. So there's really no win. What up, PG? How you doing? It's just like gamers are wired different these days, and it makes developing a game so much more difficult. Literally started D3 season 37 a few nights ago, so you had more difficulty. So D3, I like D3, but that game is so arcadey now that it's like, I don't know. It's too fast. Like having a character completely maxed in like 2 days. Did a small Christmas Eve hangout. Now you're eating din din. Nice. I was lurking on you while I was working easy. D3 is super easy. You're almost done with it. A few days in, perfect for it. Yeah. Like when people ask like which game should I play, I'm always like, if you want to have fun for a couple days, play D3. If you want to have fun for a couple weeks, play D4. If you want to have fun for a couple months to a couple years, play D2. D3 max 1 day. No, you can get a weekend out of it. I mean, it only takes an hour or two to level, but to get like a fully geared out character, it would take a couple days, probably, unless you're just an absolute blaster. Sork stuck on Pit 90. You're not sure what you need to upgrade to get any further. Any thoughts? I haven't played Sork specifically this season. What level are your glyphs at? Thoughts on Paladin so far? They're definitely a little overpowered, but they're fun. So even when they get nerfed, I still think they're going to be a fun class to play. How do you feel about the D1 3DS remake? No knowledge of this. There's no max Paragon in D3. You get a decent character and such. Well, if you're not playing seasonal, that's different. But seasonally, you have to start your Paragon over every season. It's a fan thing, pretty sick. Interesting. I know that there's like a mobile port of Diablo 1 also. You already dropped Paladin. You cleared Pit 125. You're doing Hodabarb. What do I main in D4? My main is Sork.
No.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Spiritborn, good for endgame. I haven't played one since Season 6, but I've heard that they're still pretty good. Happy Christmas Eve to you as well. Where'd this come from? I must have just found it. Play Necromancer minion D4? I wish I liked Necro. Maybe someday I will. Maybe. Okay. So, what do I want to do? What is this? Not gonna lie, you don't have any idea what a Spiritborn is? A Spiritborn is like a jungle warrior. Uses the power of spirit animals and like staffs to fight with like a martial art style. You always play minion in Diablo. I like minions in PoE. I don't love them in Diablo, but I'm hoping with the next expansion, with the skill tree rework and stuff, and because I know a lot of necro builds rely heavily on passives, so the fact that they're taking passives off of the skill tree is going to make them fundamentally have to rework the way that necros play, especially if you're doing minions. So I'm going to be curious to see how that works out. You get all your info about this game from Riz, and you don't play Spiritborn. I haven't played Spiritborn since Season 6. But I did like them a lot in Season 6. I burnt myself out on Spiritborn in Season 6 so hard, because that's when I did my 315-hour subathon. Why does it seem like Diablo 2 was ahead of its time? Oh, it absolutely was. Diablo 2 was way ahead of its time. That game was incredible for its time. Would a Wing Strike affix be better than a Holy Damage affix? I have no idea. I've been playing the same Hammerden build the entire time. No Minion Necro still the best build? I don't even know. I don't play Necro. You don't think you were here for that? It sounds like a heck of a time. That was last October, and it was wild. And I'm going to be doing it again in April. And this time it's going to be uncapped, it looks like. Let me see. Is the poll over yet? There's 3 days left on the poll, but currently it is 7 votes to 0. So it's probably going to be uncapped. With a little caveat there of the first 2 weeks essentially is going to be like all day while I'm awake. And then eventually I will have to go back to work. But then as soon as work's over, I'll be back blasting until I have to go to sleep. And it's gonna be an experience. Greetings from Mexico? Hi, Mexico. I had to translate that. You can't post a comment saying hype. Weird. But you just did though. What? All right, let's go burn some boss mats. Have you tried the wing build? I've only done Blessed Hammer. I'm very much in the mindset of right now of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I don't really want to put together a whole new build. But I know it's not the best build, but I just don't really care. Every class is way viable this season. Paladin just overtuned. Agreed completely. Yep. Just not a comment, only saying hype. That's weird. There's a weapon that makes 3 golems instead of 1 big one. Yeah. I did see that. That looked fun. Not fun enough for me to want to play it, but fun. Any chance you can buy 24 hearts? You can't buy them, but if you want them, you can have them. I don't sell stuff. But I'll give it to you if you want it. Boop, boop, boop. Thought balance was the best last season. Better this season though, even with Pally. They're definitely getting better. Like they're getting closer and closer. I definitely think like in the last 2 or 3 seasons, the game has like taken a dramatic jump in terms of quality. It's still not perfect. It still needs work. It still needs more endgame. It still needs more crafting. But we are getting both of those with the expansion. And some of the comments that the new president of Blizzard, I say new, it's been like 2 years, Joanna, some of the things she said in interviews recently makes me very excited and optimistic about Blizzard's future, like in general. How high pits am I clearing? The highest I've done is like a 103, but I haven't really been trying. I've never really cared about the pits. I level my glyphs and then I move on. Do I have a recommendation for a new player picking a class? You prefer something complex? I don't know that any of the classes in this game are particularly complex. Don't you remember last Christmas you gave someone my heart, the very next day I gave it away? Did I give them my heart, or did I give them a copy of a premium battle pass? You sent me a request? Got it. You need advice on what? Erect Seagull. That name is never gonna get old. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, chill. Chill. What? Should you switch from Zeal to... that's something you got to decide on your own. I don't know. I'm not going to tell people what builds to play. What is going on over here? Somebody's calling me weird names in I don't know, what language is that? Russian? You can go away forever. Bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, I am playing Hammerden. Am I on the purple app? I am on the purple app, the red app, and the clock app. How many did you say you needed? 24? 24. Split. Boop. What happened? I'll put a screenshot on the Discord, but I'm not going to show it on stream or say it out loud. My shared chat thing was auto-translating, and I didn't even realize that it wasn't in English at first. I'm going to put it on my Discord in out-of-pocket YouTube comments. The first one did, but the rest didn't. So you probably have it set to top chat or whatever rather than all chat. Probably. What's my Discord? If you go into my bio on the Clock app and go to my website, there's a link to my Discord and everything on there. Speaking of my Discord, I also am doing a giveaway for the upcoming Diablo 4 expansion. The giveaway ends tomorrow, so if you want to get in, jump on it. All right. What up, Quigs? Yeah, no, I hate that YouTube does that. I wish there was a default setting that you could like change it to not do that, because it's the dumbest shit. Like, I guess I get it if you're like a huge streamer, but still driving here for streaks. Nice. Get that streak. You also saw your first mythic outside of bosses this season. Got your Starless from Pit. Nice. From the Pit. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a mythic in the Pit. Do I play this a lot over PoE? I play both games, but this season I've been enjoying Diablo a lot more. You prefer viewership on purple? Hell yeah. So, like, I don't mind where people watch me. Generally speaking, like, I'll take any support I can get, right? But I would say, like, the purple app is where I would prefer people to watch me. It definitely benefits me the most. That was uncalled for? Yeah, it was. You've gotten a few mythics from Obols. Yeah, I've gotten them from Obols before. Just not the Pit. Maybe I have. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. You never gotten a mythic? Dang. Well, we're going to change that someday. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we're going to change it. Do I have a build guide? So this isn't my build. This is Makuna's build. It's on Mobalytics. It's called Hammer Kuna. Have I seen one of the mythic prank trickies? I found one myself, and one of my clanmates also found one that he shared with me. And a couple other people. What's OP build for PoE 2? Stuck with Wyvern Act 4. So, I did start a Druid this season, but I am also only in Act 4. I went Bear. I just got to Act 4, and I did one of the islands, and I haven't gone back yet. But I do want to go back, but I'm having a really good time with this D4 season. So I'm going to wait until I'm burnt out on D4 and then go back to PoE. Because hopefully by then they'll have, like, some of the end game stuff figured out, making the the temples feel a little better and stuff. What up, Anxiety? How you doing? Our clan ran 6 of them the other day. It was nuts. So you got 30 mythics back to back. Hell yeah. Doing good? Nice. So, okay, yeah, I just saw the message about the Hoda build calling for a double melted heart. Obviously, like, that would be nice, but whenever builds call for stuff like that, that's not like, you must have that. This is the dream. Get as close to it as you can. But you're going to be able to play that build without it, I promise you. Like, that's one thing that I think I prefer about max roll builds is, like, they're not going to be the most powerful most of the time, but they give you multiple steps of the journey. Like when you're just starting off in Torment, like, this is what your gear looks like. Once you have all your uniques that you need, this is what your build looks like. Once you start getting mythics, this is what your build looks like. And then, like, this is, like, the optimal setup. What up, Davey? Merry Christmas to you as well. 39 after gambling? Dang. True. Would you recommend PC over console for Diablo 4? Not necessarily. It really just depends how you prefer playing your game. Like, if you want to play mouse and keyboard, you can do that on console. If you want to play with a controller, you can do that on PC. It really just depends on your budget and how you prefer to play the game. Don't have Last Epoch in rotation. I do, but I usually play Last Epoch when a new league is coming out, or when a new league does come out, a new season comes out. Sometimes I'll go back to it, like, randomly if I'm just, like, burnt out on everything else. But right now I'm waiting for the new content. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, I love Last Epoch. It's just going to be a while before we get another update, which is sad. What is this quest? What is this quest? I don't know what it is. So I'm going to do it. Must have accidentally picked something up. We were chatting on X? Oh boy. It's so weird. Like, right. It's so weird. Like, for years, anytime I would tweet anything, nobody would see it. And then, like, I had one tweet do okay, and now, like, all of my tweets are doing okay. I know they're not tweets anymore, but I can't not call them that. Besides Paladin, what other class is sick? My favorite is Sorceress. But really, like, all the classes are fun. It really just depends on what playstyle you enjoy. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What's the point of gold? We can't buy anything with it. So gold is mostly going to be used for enchanting. But there are vendors that, like, they're not super useful, but, like, when you're very early in the gearing phase, sometimes you can find upgrades at merchants. Although that would be something that they could definitely look into to try to make better. Like, I know in PoE, there are definitely, like, good items you'll find when you, like, level up and stuff. Algorithm's funny that way? Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's weird. Like, since the expansion got announced and I started pumping out content for it, like, all of my platforms have been doing better, which is fantastic for me. But, what up, Joe? Twitter forever? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, anytime that I call it X, it feels very sarcastic coming out of my mouth. While we're at it, what Sorceress build do you recommend? So, this season, like, I haven't done one this season, but I was going to do Crackling Energy, because I heard it, like, it's the new kid on the block, and I heard it was going to be absolutely sick this season. I did start one on Hardcore, but I only got to, like, level 15. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play more Pally, but I do want to come back to this. But yeah, going back to the gold thing, it is mostly for enchanting. Because when you enchant, or yeah, when you re-roll something through enchanting, like, multiple times, the cost goes up every single time that you do it, and eventually it's like a couple million every tick that you do it. Been rocking Golem Necro, it's a blast. Nice. Yeah, I've never really been able to get into Necro in this game, but I'm hoping the expansion and the skill tree rework changes that for me. Because, like, I love the idea of a Necro. I've just never really had fun with the builds that they currently have. I'm still waiting for Teeth from Diablo 2 to come back. Or Poison Nova. Those were always my favorites. I know Anthony likes Teeth. Anyways, where's the door to this? There we go. Found it.
Mix it.
Have you farmed all the purified boss items? No. Oh, that's what I was doing earlier. I was trying to spend my obols and I forgot. Alright, well that quest is done. Okay, I don't want to do more side quests. Gold feels weird because 90% of the time, the real issues is the mats. That's true. I do feel like this season's been a lot better with mats. They've been a lot less stingy on them. I personally haven't run out of anything, especially Abdicite. It's like, normally that's my bottleneck, and this season I'm swimming in it thanks to those new dungeons. Alright, we gotta spend obols.
Doing all that work.
It seems your prayers have been answered.
The forge is ready. Whatever you need.
Boop, 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 boop. If y'all are having issues with mats, Roderick Strong Rooms, Treasure Breaches, Nightmare Dungeon Sigil, yeah, Nightmare Dungeon Sigils are wild. Like, these getting out the Hidden Armory. Hidden Armory are good for Ancestral Gear, and then the Treasure Breaches are wild for Obdicite. You want a pure pet build Necro, not Tentacles pet build. Pure pet build Necro. Never get love. When you say tentacles, you're talking about the, what's that called? I don't remember. Is it more or less tedious this season to get mythics? If you get lucky, it's super easy because there's a new Nightmare Dungeon sigil called the Mythic Prankster that is guaranteed to give you a goblin that will drop 5 mythics and a Resplendent Spark, which is pretty wild. Corpse Tendrils, thank you. I could picture it. I knew as soon as I saw the word, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's it. And you can trade in Veiled Crystals for Forgotten Souls. That's true. That, yeah, at the Alchemist, right? That seemed new and useful. What's the goblin thing called? So a Nightmare Dungeon sigil called the Mythic Prankster. It will show Mythic Prankster in the mythic color, the purple color. And those goblins are guaranteed to drop 5 mythics. Yep. And a spark. And killing Lilith gives you 2 sparks. And so like now crafting mythics is pretty easy. Like just passively playing, I have how many? I have 11 sparks. And I also have several of these that I just have for whatever reason. And like I haven't really been doing anything special. You have 200k of every material. How many? What do I have? I don't have that much, but like 97k Obdicite. Never thought I would see that. I do like that they brought Neath Iron back. What was the other one? It was Neath Iron, Obdicite, and there was the blue one too, right? Or no, was it a legendary one? No, I think Neath Iron used to be legendary. What was the other crafting mat we used to have? I don't remember. It's the Goblin's Dungeon gives so much Obdicite. Yeah. Yeah, the Treasure Breaches give so much. And like, I don't know if that's intended or not. But the fact that they haven't hotfixed it makes me think that it might be intended. Like, maybe they don't want us to feel like we're just, like, running out of stuff all the time. Besides low Paragon level, Hordes aren't even really worth running. That's not entirely true, because the one thing that Hordes does give you a lot of is Scroll of Restoration, which is really nice if you want to reroll your Masterworks. Tempers. Tempers. My brain always flip-flops those. I don't know why. Tempers. Last season was so frustrating and annoying to get Obdicite, so they've done a good job. Yeah, I think maybe they went too far in the other direction. Now it might be a little too easy, but it's definitely better. You like the fact it's unlimited now? Yeah. Like, I do wonder, because like back in season 4 and 5, it felt like they kind of opened up the floodgates a little bit to allow us to like just have a couple seasons that were really chill, really easy to get what we wanted, and then they reined it back in with the expansion. And I kind of wonder if they're doing that again. They're giving us a couple seasons to kind of go crazy, and then with the expansion they'll bring it back. but I don't know yet. I just ran a few hordes, 75 scrolls. It's nice, yeah. Thank you for the follow. I don't know if I said that yet. Barb was a fun. Pally was great. Though for those old heads. Wait, what? Pee-wee or Diablo better, in my opinion? Oh,
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
So I like both games. I enjoy both games, and I don't like choosing my favorite. You know, they're both fun. Just depends what I'm in the mood to play. Is there any new ways to level up Paragon faster? Haven't played in a bit. The thing that's nice about this season, they brought Pit down a little bit, so it doesn't feel like the only way to do it, and they boosted everything up a lot. It seems like right now the best way to do it is just boss farming, which I don't love that. I wish that everything was perfectly balanced, but obviously it's going to take time to get everything perfectly balanced. Paladin hit Pit 110. I've heard of people going, I think, 120? But yeah, like, maybe 130? I don't even know. Yeah, Paladins are a little overpowered. They're a little overtuned, but they're always going to be a little overtuned their very first season. I'm sure the next class is going to be the most powerful class its first season too. Because, you know, a class that's like pulling C tier is not going to sell many expansions. But hopefully after a season or two, they bring them down. Like, Spiritborn was crazy broken, and now they're in line with the other classes. So I'm sure it'll be like that. I think Makuna's hit 140. Okay. Yeah, I need to level my glyphs more so I can try and push a little higher. Highest ever. So you're happy and still mostly 1 and 2 GAs? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, actually I'm gonna level my glyphs a little bit so I can try to push a little higher. Judgment Paladin's up to 140? Okay. I probably should try Judgment, but it's like I don't want to build up a whole new set of gear. Tomorrow's Christmas, you know what that means? I do. I'm playing Diablo 1 tomorrow. Alright, so we're gonna do, let's do 90s. Robert changed his build again, so you're over it. I actually am playing Diablo 1 tomorrow. It's happening. It's tomorrow here? Tomorrow for me, duh. Judgment so fun, is it? Vanilla or vanilla? Because I've only ever played it once before, and I only ever made it to the butcher. I killed him and then I logged off. So, full disclosure, the only time I've ever played it, I streamed it, and my chat was so backseaty that I was not having fun. Like, everybody was telling me, dude, you have to dupe gold. Like, that's not, like, or you have to save scum, like, every time. And I'm like, that's not how I want to play the game. Like, that's not how the game was intended to be played. That's not fun for me. I just want to enjoy the game the way that it was meant to be. And they're like, well, they would have patched it if that's not how you were supposed to play it. I'm like, guys, let's be real here. And, like, it was annoying. So, I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna play it my way and not worry about what people are saying. I don't care. I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. But yeah. Your sword has been sharpened in preparation for tomorrow. Well, I mean, if you want to, I appreciate it. But I also want you to enjoy your holidays. So, you know, you do you, but play the game. People are silly. Yeah. It was nuts, though. How crazy. Like, it was a lot of people. And I'm just like, what? Experienced it how it was meant to be experienced? Yeah. But also, I need to figure out which class I want to play. Because I remember that was the one backseating note that I didn't mind. Is everyone was like, you probably shouldn't play that class because it's like by far the hardest one, the one that I picked. And then I switched and it was like way easier. I'm like, okay, but now it's like too late. You're not doing shit from like 1 to 7? All right, bet. Do you think Hadriel is just Belial in disguise? No. Maybe? I never thought about that. No? I don't know. Why do we think that? It's like Roger from American Dad. I don't know that reference. Riz doesn't cartoon much. Yo, thank you for the Gamer 2025 gifty. What is that? Can't tell what that image even is, but thank you. I appreciate it. You want to spend part of your Christmas with your bestie anyway? Hell yeah. He's always there. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that Hadriel would be Belial, but I guess I can't say no for sure. I'm not a big lore guy, though. Like, the one YouTube video that I did with lore, I had to research it for days before I felt confident talking about it. Is the game worth coming back to? You stopped playing 4 months ago. I think this season is one of the best ones we've ever had. The game feels really good now. It has a nice endgame loop, and sanctification's super fun. But it really just depends on, you know, what you're looking for out of the game. If you've played 4 months ago, it's not drastically different, but this season is a pretty good one. But I know a lot of people quit after like season 1 or 2, and for them, it's coming back to like a completely different game. They aren't all that different from what you recall. You think the stat split at the start might be slightly different, but in the end, mostly books choice that matters. Gotcha. Season's the most fun you've had. Yeah, so like my favorites were definitely 7 was up there, 11's up there, and 2 was really good. I didn't love 1. 3 was decent. 4 was great, but 4 didn't really have seasonal content. It was just the rework to stats and stuff. Felt great at the time, and yeah. 5 was cool, but yeah, I would probably say 2, 7, and 11 are my favorites. I think, was it 8 was my least favorite? Which one was the Apparition Incursions? That was 8, right? That was my least favorite. That one sucked. And then 9 was the Strong Rooms and Belial. Yeah, that one was okay. Yeah, 8 was my least favorite, I think. It was too hectic. I just felt like there was no point to interact with it after you got like your few boss powers that you needed, other than grinding those like the berserk stuff. That was about it. Just, I don't know. The changes to Pit with Belial you don't like either. So that's just this season. That'll go away. The seasonal powers with the evils is largely meh to me, but the rest of the season is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, like, the whole divine gifts thing, I don't even care about this. Like, I like it because it's not modifying the player. It's modifying the endgame. But I don't really care about it. That's why like mine are like level 3, level 2. I just don't really give a shit. The sanctification thing and the return of the capstones, the changes to crafting and the itemization flow, like the new dungeon types and stuff, like that stuff's cool. I liked the hidden boss arena. That was neat because they didn't announce it. It was just a surprise to find and discover. I wish that clicking this middle thing did something. I want this to be like the chat gem in Diablo 2. I want to click on it and make it like turn on and off. I do appreciate this like light sweep that they got going on this thing. There it is. There it is. Subtle things. To pit push for now, you have to get a normal boss for at least for Pally. It's super hard to not kill. Yeah, I've never really cared about pushing. I just care about leveling my glyphs. As long as I can do that, I'm fine. And even that, like, I don't even care if I only get to 46 in this season most of the time. Like, even getting your glyphs to 47, most seasons on most competent builds are going to be able to clear all the content in the game. Like, I've never been a competitive person, so I don't care about pushing pit so much. But for those who do, yeah, the Belial thing, not the best. When you're doing easier versions, it's fine, because they just blow up real quick. The scaling on the seasonal powers is all over the place, both for experience leveling them and the reward scaling. True. Yeah, like, honestly, the seasonal power itself felt kind of like an afterthought. it really does feel like Sanctification was the main seasonal mechanic, and then they're just like, well, we need to put something in that tab, or in the tab up here. So let's just slap something in there. It'll kind of be like an early beta test for the war plans, possibly. Good season. You see a lot of players who came back. Yeah, this season's one of the best seasons they've done. I know a lot of people came back for the Paladin, but I do think that the crafting changes were great, and there's more coming soon. And yeah, Sanctification is just so fun. Like, the person who called it gambling yesterday, like, definitely was on, like, had it right. It definitely is. Yeah, Sanctification is this season's mechanic. What's the best way to get Corrupted Claw of... honestly, I don't even know. I haven't really tried to get any of them. When I get them, I get them. When I don't, I don't. Is the Corrupted one... Or, wait. The Purified one or the Corrupted one? The Purified one. Yeah, I wish I could give you this. I don't need it. Wait, can I give it to you? It says can't salvage, but it doesn't say it's not tradable. Purified is for the spark? It's for the like the special boss layer thing, right? You can't trade it? Why can't you find it? There's supposed to be so yeah, there's a portal that you can get by turning all four of them into like a secret shrine scattered around the world. Yeah, for the Uber Tristram thing, yeah. I don't know why Rob called it that. It's not called that anywhere in the game. It's just question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, whatever. But, yeah. You got your Purified Claw by running Undercity? Killing Andariel in Undercity? Okay. Yeah, like, I did it, and it was cool. I thought it was cool that they put that in there. But my big hope is the fact that they did something like that. That it was a complete surprise, like people had to figure it out. They didn't announce it at all. I hope they do more like that in the future, because I think it's really cool. This is just a tier 90. I'm just trying to level my glyphs right now. Handing out sparks this season like candy? Yeah. They're handing out everything like candy, honestly. Like, other than raw mythics, but even that, with the prankster, way more than normal. Pretty sure they are tradable. Yeah, this is the Paladin. Yep. This is a Blessed Hammer Paladin. There's a bunch of viable builds, though. Two sparks from Lilith is nuts. It's pretty nice. I wish that there was a reason to do her more than once per season. Like, I don't think you should get a spark every time or anything like that, but she should definitely give you something. Like, even if it's just regular monster loot, like, give me, like, a yellow. I don't care. Give me something. Just... I don't know. It just feels weird when she drops nothing. What's the best way to get the prankster? By leveling up your Asmodan Divine Gift thing, right? The Asmodan one, and then doing the world bosses and Asmodan event and stuff. You would just get a ton of sigils that way. But, like, honestly, it's RNG, and even crafting Nightmare Dungeon sigils, you can get them. Cool to see they brought the Paladin back. Should have done it sooner. So, when the game first released, or, like, I think it might have been before it released, there was a displate design that had all of the launch classes. And there was one design that had, like, a character with a shield and a spear on it. And a lot of people thought that was the Paladin. But then they pulled that image from Displate. And they never released it. But it made me wonder, like, were they working on the Paladin as a launch class? But then they didn't feel it was ready. So they pushed it. And then they're like, well, you know, we have the Spiritborn 2. Let's not do it now. Let's kind of save it for once we feel it's completely finished and, like in a good place. And then release it as, like a bonus thing? I don't know. I don't know. Have you maxed out my Essence of Sins? Nope. Haven't cared, haven't tried. We're wondering if Witch Doctor's going to be the expansion launch. I really don't think so. I know a lot of people think that. It is the weirdest thing to me, though. So many people are, like, desperate for a Witch Doctor. But it has long been a known fact about Diablo 3 that Witch Doctor was by far the least popular class in Diablo 3. It was the least played class. But so many people want it so bad for D4, which is so weird to me. But I strongly feel if we were going to get the Witch Doctor, we would have gotten it in Vessel of Hatred, because Nahantu is literally where the Taganzi jungle is, which is where the Witch Doctors are from. And I really don't think it's Amazon either, because, like, we don't need another dexterity class. I cannot imagine they would do Amazon. Like, the gender locking thing, they could say, okay, we're just gonna have female Amazons, or we're gonna make it to where a mythical male Amazon breed shows up. I guess there were like the other group of people, but like I just don't see it. Is it worth it to come back and get Paladin? If you want to play Paladin, I mean, the season's great and the Paladin's fun. Just get done wrapping your mom's presents. If you ever get married, the poor girl I marry will have to wrap everything. I feel like that's usually how it goes. Haradrim, aren't we all? Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a willpower class. And it's Amazon has already been confirmed by the devs. No, it hasn't. The devs have not said anything about what the class is. They're very specifically not telling anybody what it is. What if we get one of the new classes on mobile Diablo? It's possible, but I really don't think so. Like, just the general sentiment about Diablo Immortal is that game is shit because of all the pay to win. And so I just don't see them bringing one of those classes to this game. I don't know. It is slavery. Oh, it is. But not the way that you think. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying words. But yeah, if you can find a source that where a dev confirmed that it's Amazon, I would love to see it, because as a Diablo partner, I would be very, very, very confused how I wouldn't have seen that. The game itself is honestly pretty fun, but all the pay-to-win mechanics kind of fun. I agree completely. When Diablo Immortal came out, I was really enjoying the game until I realized just how shameless the microtransactions and stuff were. The legendary gems, they were wild. They're gonna bring a WoW like Demon Hunter to X over with Midnight WoW release. So Demon Hunter in Diablo is very different than Demon Hunter in WoW. But I still don't think we're gonna get either of them, because like those would both be dexterity based classes, and we already have two of those. Where the Devil in the Devil 4? Diablo? He's on vacation. He'll be here eventually. Like, I really don't understand, though, why people are so upset about no Diablo in the game yet. Because, like, obviously they're telling a story. We're getting multiple expansions. Like, do you want to fight the biggest boss at the very beginning? I don't know. Like, why wouldn't you want to save him to be the grand finale? Have you heard anything about Druid getting a new form? I haven't heard anything about it, but I would love that. It's always how it's been, and I feel like that's always been the mistake that we've had. I feel like we had Diablo first in Diablo 2, and then Baal made Diablo look less significant. And then we had Diablo in Diablo 3, and then we had Malthael, who made Diablo look less significant, like less of the big bad. So like, I like that they're saving him for the end now. That said, I do think we need to at least start hearing about him, eventually start seeing him, but I still feel like he should be the final fight. Isn't this the last expansion? I don't think so. Like, my gut says we're going to get 3 more expansions after this one to get back to level 100. This one will take us to 70, then we'll get 80, 90, and 100 after this. You didn't play since, like, January? Has a lot changed? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Quite a bit's changed, especially this season. They redid the way that Masterworking and Tempering work. They brought back Nightmare Dungeons. They completely scrapped the Renown system on Seasonal and made it to where we're earning our points through the Seasonal Journey instead. They added new crafting mechanics. Like, it's very different. But yeah, like, pretty much anytime anybody speculates that the new class is going to be, like, any kind of, like, melee fighter, like an assassin, or an Amazon, or like even a Demon Hunter, like any dexterity-based character, I just don't see happening. Renown is gone. Renown is on the Eternal Realm still, but on Seasonal, you unlock those points through doing the seasonal ranks. So when I go in here, like if I go to Chapter 1, you can see you get skill points through here now by doing these. And then eventually, you start getting Paragon points in here. You can see a Blood Knight. That's the Immortal class. It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't love it. It's also kind of too similar to the Paladin. So on the Artificer wagon, if we needed an int class, I'd be right there with you. Diablo will show up soon. So once we take out Mephisto, I could see Bale and Diablo show up in the story. But I still think we're going to fight Bale before we fight Diablo. Hadriel ruined your God roll weapon last night. Changed one of the perks to garbage. So it was a legendary then? That's too bad. Didn't Immortal have a shaman? So the classes that Immortal had were the same as Diablo 3, except they had the Blood Knight, the Tempest, and the Druid. What class would I recommend this season? If you're going to pre-order the expansion, the Paladin's super fun. Otherwise, Sork is the one that I would have played, but I always recommend the one that sounds the most fun to you. Should be a Wiz class. So I'm thinking it needs to be a Willpower class. I don't know what Wiz is. Cheese Whiz? Bow, 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 bow. Alright, let's get back in there. I do like how, like, multiple times in the last couple weeks, like, I'll just, like, we'll just stop and shoot the shit about the new expansion for, like, a half hour, and I just, like, stop playing the game. With Ancestral Uniques, and it was fully masterwork. Wait, an Ancestral Unique is not supposed to be able to get the option to replace an aspect. That's only supposed to be able to happen on legendaries. Interesting. Highest pit I've cleared. The highest I've cleared is a 103, but I haven't really been trying. There's lore that describes how the Primevals regenerate and what their harbingers are. Expect a cameo from Diablo and Bale's harbingers, but it'll happen very soon. I could get behind that for sure. So Sanctification can change it on legendaries, but it's not supposed to be able to happen on Ancestral Uniques or Mythics. That was one of the changes that they made since the PTR. Yeah, this is Paladin. You've seen it happen on Ancestral Uniques. Huh. If that's the case, I think that's a bug, because it's not supposed to. They very specifically said that was not going to be an option anymore. If your friend prepays for an activity with you, but they cancel, are you obligated to pay them back? I would say, well, I would say no. But I guess it also depends what kind of thing you're talking about. Like if it's like $10, no. If it's a big thing, I don't know. I would say you're not obligated. It just depends how much you like them. Happened to your friend of yours 2 nights ago? Huh. I haven't seen that happen. I would love to. I'm guessing you don't have a recording of it, but I would love to see that. Mephisto appears to us first now because he got access to powerful vessel at the end of Vessel of Hatred. Others are still gestating. Gestation. Depends a bit on why they canceled. That's fair. That's fair too. Should have gave us the other class first, the Paladin release. I think that the reason they did it this way is because they knew the Paladin was going to sell copies, and they want to get pre-orders, like the pre-order numbers as high as possible. And the other one is going to be like the big surprise that they want everybody to be playing at launch because it's like the new thing. Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate it. Like, I am still pretty dead set on, I think it's not going to be a returning class from any previous game. I think it's going to be a brand new class. People were crying for Paladin since release. Yeah. Yep. Like, they knew they had, like, a golden ticket in their back pocket. Like, as soon as they released the Paladin, they knew people were going to come flocking back to the game. Hell, they got Mr. Llama to come back and play Diablo 4 and make YouTube videos about it. That guy hates Diablo 4. Like, wild. Agree 100% with your assessment of why they released Pally. You were going to wait until the expansion until you saw it? Yeah. Yep. Like, it was their ticket to print gold. Mr. Llama came back and started making Diablo 4 videos because he was so excited about the Paladin. And he hates Diablo 4. Like, he is Diablo 2 through and through. So that was wild to see. Like, the video popped up on my YouTube feed, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Mr. Llama Drama? Pretty much. I mean, he's back to D2 now, but he put out several videos. I was like, what? Honestly, no regrets. Pally's fun as hell. Agreed. It's great. They're doing the same thing with WoW and the pre-patch of Midnight. Doing what? What do you mean? Thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Like how they gave us player housing early? Is that what you mean?
I'm with you.
Giving content before to get people... Yeah. Hoping to play Pally tomorrow? Hell yeah. You gonna win the giveaway? Is that what you're saying? Do you think Auction House could ever make a return? It's possible. I know it's been discussed a lot. Like, a lot of people would have said that they never thought that we would get a loot filter in Diablo, and that's confirmed for the expansion. So it's definitely possible. Will it happen? I don't know. Hello, you're gay. Nice to meet. Okay. Hi, gay. Nice to meet you too. Early, not a decade or too late. Wait. Fair. Yeah. With player housing? Like, honestly, though, I'm glad they didn't give it to us a decade or two ago, because it wouldn't have been nearly as good as the system we got. Last Epoch filter in every game. So, Last Epoch filter is great. But that kind of loot filter, I don't know if it would work in Diablo. Because, like, we need to be able to have the gear to salvage it. So, unless everything that we filter is going to be auto-salvaged, I don't think it would work. I really still think we need a dopamine filter to where, like, rather than telling it what we need to filter out, just have it highlight the items that are really good for us so we know when to get excited about it. So we don't have to, like, sift through a million pieces of loot. We just pick up the beams that are important to us or whatever. Like, if we say we want a helmet that has strength, armor, cooldown reduction, and crit or whatever, and it rolls 4 of those stats, we get a bright glowy beam. And if it has 3 of them, we get a fainter beam, and 2 of them, we get like a really, really dim beam. It'd be perfect. Stop talking? I don't wanna. You're not my mom? You'd really like to know if fishing is going to be actually beneficial or just fun? So, we don't know for sure, but in an interview that they did earlier this year, or not an interview, sorry, a survey that they put out, it did specify that fishing would not give power, and that it would just be for collectors. Now, we don't know that that's the final form of it, but that is what they were thinking when they were originally working on the system. Because I made a YouTube video covering the survey that they put out, and I thought that was like, oh, okay, interesting, fishing. Like, honestly, a lot of the stuff from that survey has already, like, pretty much everything on there is now in the game or announced. Get out of the treehouse? Fishing for special cosmetics, you're all for it? Yeah, cosmetics and, like, trophies and... I don't know. Not trophies. Like, these laurel things, we could get stuff like that. Like, imagine just having, like, a fish that we fished and put it around our nameplate up there. I don't know. I kind of want to rewatch that survey video that I made and, like, to remember everything that was on it. Murloc transmog? Hell yeah. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm curious. YouTube. Pulling up my own YouTube. Videos. Where's that survey?
So a few days.
I don't want to listen to this guy yap though. This guy's annoying. So
Days ago, Blizzard put out a roadmap for Diablo 4
blah
from
blah.
2025 expansion.
So early on in the survey, there was a page that says, for the next series of questions, we would like you to consider the following list of features. Please read these features and their descriptions in detail, as they will appear again in a few different ways. Some of these features appear in Diablo 4, some are exclusive to other games, and some you may have never heard of. Please read the following carefully, as they may not appear with the descriptions later. So number 1, the campaign. A continuation of the core campaign, offering 10 hours of additional story, featuring prominent characters.
They say anything
from the
about gear
Diablo
sets?
universe.
We are getting
Continuing
sets,
the
but it's
campaign
not
is
on
pretty
gear.
standard for an expansion in a video game.
Sets are going to be added as part of the talisman system, which we don't know much about, but it's basically a circle with 6 holes in it and then 1 center slot. We don't know how it's going to work, but that's supposed to be giving us our
Actually,
set
look,
bonuses.
The next line is a new class. Yeah, with an expansion, we expect a new class. Paladin, please. Number 3,
We got it.
new zone. A new zone with distinctly unique visual elements that has appeared in a previous Diablo title. Okay, this is interesting. This does sound like we are returning to somewhere we've been in the past. Maybe something like Westmarch or Tristram. Number 4 is new monsters. New monster types with new models and abilities. Again, we expect that with expansions, and also wouldn't mind it with new seasons. Number 5, new monster abilities. New abilities and attacks for the monsters in Sanctuary. Again, pretty standard. Number 6, new mount type.
Yep, we
New
got
mount
that.
Types in addition
Basilisk
to the existing
mounts.
variants. So we currently have horses and warcats. We could see new
Curious
mount
if we get
types
more
like
than just
bears
that.
or flamingos. Who knows? Give us
Who wants a
big
flamingo
floppy
mount?
puppy.
Who
Number
wants a
7,
flamingo or
this is
puppy
where it starts
mount?
getting a little interesting. New crafting system. A flexible and extensible crafting system featuring a brand new suite of materials for crafting and item modification. So I know this
Herodric Cube? Check.
is vague, but new endgame and new crafting are 2 of the biggest features players have been requesting literally since the game has been released. We saw a little bit of that with the masterworking and tempering systems, but we need more. Number 8, new skills, existing classes. New active
Skill tree
and passive
rework?
skills for
Check.
the existing classes. So for Vessel of Hatred, we did see 1 new skill for every class and then a couple of passive nodes. Number 9, skill tree layout update. An update
Skill
to the
tree
skill
rework.
tree that
Check.
adds new pathing and routing options between existing and new skills, allowing for new combinations and greater build variety. We also saw this with Vessel of Hatred when they added the new skills. They also
2
added new
rizzes, I know.
branches and stuff, so you have a
Double.
little bit more flexibility of how you want to move through the tree. Hopefully they expand upon that and maybe go
When do
even
we
a
get
little
to?
crazier.
I cloned
Number 10,
myself.
Skill customization.
Hey, skill
New
tree-
passive
skill tree
skills in the
rework.
talent tree
Check.
that modify skill attributes
3.
such as
3
elemental
things
type,
with the same
projectile
system update.
quantity, shape, frequency, etc. So right off the bat,
Headhunting
this sounds
elite
like they
mobs
might
for
be
quality
thinking
items
about
or
taking
mats?
some of the tempering options and moving them onto the skill tree instead. However, my brain, since I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile 2 lately, is maybe they're looking at the
World's not
support
ready for
gems
2
that
Riz,
we
it's
get in
true.
PoE, and maybe thinking about doing
Yeah, I don't
something
think we're getting
similar
support
to
gems,
that
Riz.
on our
I don't think
skill
so.
tree.
I don't think
Number
so.
11, Paragon update. An update to existing Paragon boards, as well as new Paragon boards for each class, allowing for greater build variety.
Sure,
So if
that's
they're
gonna
planning on
happen.
changing the existing ones and adding new ones, that sounds like more of the same, but I'm okay with it. However, I would love to see more of a bigger overhaul on how.
What do
the
you guys
system
think?
works.
Which Riz is
Just
prettier?
spitballing here, but maybe a new consumable type that we can socket into the board and maybe craft on those to make it a little more interesting. Number 12, set bonuses.
Yeah, there's the set
Adds a
bonuses.
new avenue for character builds and power progression. A system for
So this
socketing
is-
key passives and set bonuses in the endgame.
Yeah,
so
that's-
set bonuses
wait,
we're all
wait, wait.
familiar with if we played Diablo.
Key passives. That's right. The new skill tree rework. I don't think it had the key passives at the bottom. So maybe the middle slot is our key passive, and then the outside ones are our set bonuses? Maybe. Yeah, we got 2 of me. It's weird, right? Which one's prettier, though, Kenny? I need to know. This one or that one? Be honest. Be honest.
Diablo 2, Diablo 3, World
Answer
of Warcraft,
carefully.
or whatever other video games that have sets. Last Epoch has sets. But it's intriguing here that they say a system for socketing key passives.
All the same
and
from the
set
back?
bonuses
Ayo.
in the endgame. What exactly does that mean? Number 13, dungeon customization system.
Taking out the passive.
A
Yeah.
customizable.
Yeah, from the little look that we got at the new skill trees. Diablo 4. Expansions, Lord of Hatred. The one in the YouTube video has less gray hairs. Had to call me out like that. Wow. True, though. Yeah, if you look at this guy, there are no passives on this board. Like, there's these nodes, which are coming off of the skills that might be, like, passive modifiers for the skills, but they're not passives overall anymore. But yeah, so I'm thinking that the key passives are also gone, which is going to be interesting.
Multi-floor dungeon experience where players influence dungeon parameters and difficulty. Players can influence the gear rewards that they get at the end with a high degree of control and accuracy.
So is this going to be War Plans? No, because War Plans showed all the different activities. So I don't know. I don't know if we've gotten anything to this degree yet. Unless this is escalating Nightmare Dungeon sigils. but we don't really influence the parameters. So yeah, I don't
greater affixes,
I don't think
etc.
we I don't think
So
we got that
immediately,
one.
This made me
Fug Shroud. I think they're gonna have to rework Shroud. The item, not the streamer. We don't want to rework that Shroud. That'd be weird.
think of the Season 9 tease that we saw on the roadmap, which said dungeon escalation, as well as new Nightmare Dungeon activities. So this could tie into that. Number 14, activity playlist and reward selection.
I think this is War Plans.
Allows players to have more control over the types of rewards they receive by selecting specific activities and reward pairings. Players can build their activity playlist and earn valuable rewards from various activities across Sanctuary.
I'm just realizing there's a 1 pixel gap here where you can see my camera. How did I do that? How did I do that? What an editor mistake.
Such as obtaining masterworking materials from Helltide or crafting materials in gold from Nightmare Dungeons.
Yeah, this
With
has to be
feature,
War
You
Plans.
can decide which activities to engage with in order to get the resources needed to progress, giving more agency in how you play.
You want to select only
This
get the best
also
loot?
helps provide
Same.
Guidance on how to maximize your fun and efficiency post-campaign. So this kind of
It is
reminded me
endgame,
of the
so.
way that the Atlas tree and the monolith system works in PoE and Last Epoch. So if you're the kind of player who just wants to focus on
Don't
one
exceed
activity,
your
let's
one
say you
mistake?
really enjoy
Wait,
doing
what?
the pit and you don't want to do anything else.
What does that mean?
But you really need masterworking materials. You can say, I want to do the pit, I want to get masterworking materials. That sounds like a good flexible system if you ask me. Number 15, boss towers. Additional bosses to engage with, providing
So it's
more
not the
boss
tower.
encounter variety in the late game and better target farming potential. So this kind of sounds like the boss layer, boss ladder system that we have now, but they specifically say boss towers and additional bosses to engage with. So hopefully that means we're getting several more. Number 16, fishing. A collection
one mistake a
and
day?
interaction feature.
So
present
here's
in all
fishing.
zones, allowing a player to fish. This would be a non-combat side activity. So a lot of video games have fishing systems. World of Warcraft.
I
has
think they
fishing.
talk
I
about it
believe
more
Diablo
later.
Immortal has fishing now. I'm
That's
not
true.
exactly sure what these fish would be useful for. Number 17, level cap increase. Increased level cap from 60 to 70. That's an expansion feature.
You ate
no
half a
brainer.
bag
We
of-
went from 50 to 60 with
Oh, the
Vessel
Naked
Feature.
Hot
We'll go
Cheetos?
60 to 70
Time to
with
see
the
if you
next
shit lava
expansion.
later? Hopefully
More than
not.
likely. Number 18, endless monster waves of increase.
Happy Christmas. PoE 2 sucks now. Is D4 good now? Should you give it another try after Season 1? If you haven't played Diablo 4 since Season 1, I beg you, try it again and then report back and let me know how you feel versus how you did back then. I would love to know. I think the game is way more fun now, but I would love to hear somebody who quit after Season 1 and hasn't played it in all that time. Are we watching our own video? Yes, because earlier this year, when was this? 8 months ago, they released a survey that was talking about all the new features that were coming to the game, and I'm listening now to see what they said to jog my memory to see what we have now with the announcements of the expansion. And so far, pretty much everything they've talked about is stuff that we either already have or is coming in the expansion under like a different name. So I'm just kind of curious. So this sounds like the new Echoing Hatred or whatever that they're getting ready to do. Endless monster waves of increasing difficulty. I love that they say endless. I really hope it means actually endless and not endless like Echoing Nightmares or whatever it was in Diablo 3, that it was only like 15 rounds or whatever. Anyways.
For max level characters in Torment Plus difficulties, where you'll face relentless waves of enemies and bosses in a fast-paced, chaotic battle, continuing to fight until you fail, either by letting too many monsters spawn or by dying. The more waves completed, the better your rewards. So in Diablo 3, we had the Echoing Nightmare system, which was very similar to this. There was one room that was constantly spawning waves of monsters with a bunch of shrines in the corner.
It sounds
of the
like
room,
it's endless.
and you had to survive as many waves as possible, and you would get better rewards.
Unless
based
you
on how
get
many
completely
waves you survived.
overwhelmed or die.
Number 19, boss time attack. A game mode where
Forgot about
players
that.
have a limited amount of time to defeat
Naked
as
Hot
many
Cheetos
bosses as
taste
they
like the
can,
normal kind?
and are
Just
rewarded
without all
based
the
on their
dyes and stuff?
progress. What's interesting
That's
to me
cool.
here is bosses is in quotation marks. Why is that? Are we going to get non-bosses as
Now
a
there's
boss
2 of
variant
them. Do you want more?
themselves?
Do you want more? I can get you more.
Maybe. Number 20, new combo skills. Using certain skills in certain orders can provide additional damage bonuses, create unique visual effects.
I realize now after the fact, after reading what this actually says, in my brain, I thought it meant something very different than what they were actually talking about.
etc. I know in interviews leading up to Vessel of Hatred, Brent Gibson talked a lot about
When he said combos, I was thinking combos like Street Fighter combos. But what they mean is like in PoE, how like if somebody puts down like a flame wall and somebody else shoots through it, it gains fire. Like that kind of thing, that kind of combo.
being
I
inspired
misunderstood
by
it completely.
Fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, that kind of thing. So I'm wondering if that kind of ties into here. I think certain classes would use combo skills better than others. I think it would be a lot of fun for a class like a
You thought
Spirit
combos
Weapon
like
one, which is
pretzels?
fast and flashy with their combat, to use
Ooh,
combos
that
like
sounds
Rogue would be really cool.
good.
I don't know if all classes would have this or just a select few, but it's an
I
interesting
loved
thought.
combos back in
Number
the day.
21,
The pretzel
Tower of
ones
Truth.
or the pizza ones.
A high score style game mode where players fight to see how far up they can go.
The
in
Tower of
each week.
Truth.
Enemies
That's what
become
they were
more
calling it?
difficult at each floor.
Just the tower
and certain
now.
floors are special floors with either a unique challenge or a unique modifier. Rewards are based on progress. So I really like this
7-layer
style
dip
of
in
gameplay.
pizza?
However, I'm a little
Sounds good.
hesitant about a weekly mode. If they just mean that the tower is different every week and you can participate in it multiple times, I think that's totally fine. But if it's that you can only do it one time, I don't know
Thoughts on
how I
Heartseeker
feel about
Rogue
that.
Season
I
11?
kind of feel like this might be what
I
they're
haven't
looking
played
at
it. I haven't
the
really
Rogue
heard
League
much about
Gauntlet,
Rogues
which
this
was
season,
a
to be
different
honest, so
map
I'm
every
not
week.
sure.
So it sounds like it might be that kind of format. Number 22, Advanced Shrines. New shrines appear throughout Sanctuary, offer unique and distinct powers and modifiers.
You quit season
including
1?
Pillar of Glory and
I would love to know. Like, I would love for you to try the game again now, if you haven't played it in that long, and let me know how you feel differently now versus back then, because the game has changed so much, and it is in such a better place. But so many people wrote the game off and refused to give it another chance, and it makes me so sad because they've been trying so hard to make it better. And I feel like in most ways they succeeded. The only thing that I wish that they went back to is how long it took to level, because I liked that it took a long time to level back then. Now it's way too fast, in my opinion, but I know a lot of people like the fast leveling, so it is what it is. How long will I be streaming? I would say at least another hour, but maybe more? I don't know. What makes me sad AF is that you bought PoE 2. Why does that make you sad? This is your first time playing since Season 1, and now you love it and playing Paladin? Hell yeah. Yeah, this season's fun. Like, I love Sanctification. Makes me so happy. Everything's way too fast. I agree. You have about 3,000 hours in Diablo 4. I wish it showed you on Battle.net how many hours I have in the game. I have no idea. I know how many I've streamed, but that's only a fraction of what I've actually played. I feel Diablo 4 is more than perfect to me. PoE 2 makes me feel like a day job. So I definitely don't think it's perfect for me, but I think it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Like, I prefer Diablo combat to PoE combat. Maybe not combat. I like the fluidity of combat. Like, I think PoE has better boss designs, but the fluidity of combat in Diablo feels better. Although being able to move while you're using your abilities in PoE, it was kind of a game changer. But I definitely think crafting in PoE is better. I think Diablo needs way more crafting options. But we are seeing the Herodric Q being added, so that should open up a lot of possibilities there. But yeah, like, I cannot wait to see where this game is in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, Diablo is much simpler. And in a lot of ways I like that, but I do wish that there was more optional depth. Like, I feel like right now, people don't like the whole bricking thing with Sanctification, because, like, there's only so many... there's only a few ways to craft items, and they all feel mandatory. But if they opened it up to be like PoE, where there was a bunch of options, and you had to pick and choose what you wanted to do to it, nothing would feel mandatory, so you got to choose which systems you wanted to engage with, and I think then it would feel a lot better, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. You'll die on the hill that Diablo offers the best hack and slash experience. Play Diablo 2 and 3. I mean, I've always enjoyed all the Diablos. I love 2, I love 3, I love 4. But I like PoE 1, I like PoE 2, I like Last Epoch, I like Titan's Quest 2, I like Torchlight Infinite. I just like ARPGs. They're all fun in different ways to me. Like, even like I talk about it a lot, like Undecember. The skill system in Undecember is one of my favorite things ever, because it almost turns the skill system into like a puzzle, which is super fun for me. Does what make sense? You weren't listening? Don't worry about it. I'll post a clip or something. You've always said you wish there was a happy medium between Diablo and PoE. I think that's where Last Epoch is trying to fit. PoE 1 so much better than PoE 2. Just because they have more content. Like, I feel like I like both a lot. I think that PoE 2, I like the campaign better. PoE 1, I like the endgame better. I think there's too much in PoE 1 and not enough in PoE 2. And then, like, Last Epoch, I really like the crafting in that game. I think that the class customization's fun, but I think leveling through the campaign gets very boring very quickly, and the end game is the same. PoE 2 Druid looks sick. I've been leveling a Druid. I got my Druid to Act 4, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But this season for Diablo, it's hitting different, and I'm really enjoying it. PoE 2 pretends to be more complex, but to be honest, there's more or less 2 builds for each class. I don't think they pretend to be more complex than PoE 1. They're definitely more complex, or try to be more complex than Diablo. But yeah, PoE 1 definitely has way more options. I think once PoE 2 hits 1.0, there's going to be enough there to where it'll be more open. But yeah, they still got work to do for sure. The funniest thing to me about PoE though is like I've mentioned this a bunch. Like PoE's whole vision, like when PoE 1's whole vision was they didn't like the way Diablo 3 was going. Because like Diablo 3 was like just loot explosions everywhere, and like the gameplay was crazy fast and like just super arcadey, and like they wanted to be more like Diablo 2. But the longer that PoE like went forward, the faster it got, the bigger the loot explosions got. Now I feel like PoE feels more like Diablo 3 than it did Diablo 2, whereas PoE 2 feels more like Diablo 2 than Diablo 3 to me. I think being able to combo is cool, but PoE 2 is way too clunky and slow. I agree with that. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, like PoE is definitely, the combat definitely feels slow and clunky. Like Diablo is so responsive. Like when you hit your button, you know it worked. In PoE, sometimes I'll be hitting my buttons and not sure if anything's actually even happening. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Like it's just not as like responsive. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it.
Of proving from Gauntlet. So I remember these pillars being in the Gauntlet, but I'm not exactly sure how they would work in the open world. We'll have to wait and see what they mean by that. Number 23, Mercenary Combo Skills. Mercenary skills can interact with certain skills across classes to produce more powerful and different versions of skills.
This is cool. I hope they actually do this.
Ground Slam, after Sork's Frost Nova, causes a repeated shockwave of mini Frost Novas that continue to chill but don't freeze.
Penguin Puncher, you did the thing!
Make the mercenary choice a little bit more...
You forgot to Steam it!
Interesting depending on which class you're playing.
Oh,
so
no.
While I don't think it would be a huge addition to the game, it is a little bit of flavor that would be nice. Number 24, new Uber bosses. Unique bosses that are difficult encounters only accessible via the endgame and designed to be defeated by fully optimized character builds. So we have the Uber bosses currently, and we're getting a new one in this upcoming Season 8. I'm all for adding new bosses.
Belial.
The only thing is I hate when the Uber bosses end up becoming loot pinatas that we're just spamming hundreds of times in a row to get mythic uniques. I hope that they make them a little bit more interesting going forward, but I am excited at the possibility of getting more additional Uber bosses. Number 25.
You did that with
Ramalani's?
Ramalani's? Oh no.
Daily, weekly, monthly, seasonal tasks that players
I forgot about this. They haven't announced anything like this yet.
So I'm not entirely sure how this bounty system would work differently than the Tree of Whispers, because that's similar to the bounty system in Diablo 3. But if we're getting sets of daily, weekly, and monthly ones, maybe some will be, easy to knock out real quick, and other ones are going to take a little bit more of a grind, keep players coming back more regularly. This would be a good thing to do to try to keep player retention high, which as a company...
The guy you're watching feels so familiar. See my brother? Yeah, that's my brother. That's Piz.
Obviously, they're going to want to do that. Number 26, new power sword.
Are we watching your video? So yeah, this video is one that I did 8 months ago. They released a survey talking about things that they were thinking about doing in the future, trying to get people's feedback on it, seeing what people liked and what didn't. And I made a video talking about all of it, and I'm now going back and watching to see what we already have from it and what they've announced for the expansion. And a lot of the stuff that is coming in the expansion was in this survey. What's my least favorite ARPG? Torchlight 3.
An alternate power system like in D3, where players can permanently apply an aspect from an item without having to wear it, bringing new potential twists to builds.
So that's like the Kanai's cube, right? To the flamingo mount. It shouldn't happen. Should be game theme mounts, or it'll end up being... Yeah, it was 100% a joke. It was totally a joke. But I mean, we are getting basilisks, though, which is interesting.
So in Diablo 3, we had the Kanai's Cube, and the
Forgot
first
about
recipe in
Torchlight
Kanai's
3
Cube
was one of the
Archive
few
Tall
games that
Rock.
I've ever refunded on Steam. It was so bad. You don't think they could ever add enough stuff to do to get people to stop complaining? Yeah, like they could add like 47 endgame modes. People are like, there's not enough to do. Path of Exile's better.
They'll let you extract a legendary
You'd ride a
power.
pink...
Then you
So,
could permanently...
back in World of Warcraft, as a hunter, like you could tame pets in the world, and as an alliance, like I was an alliance hunter, but there was a guy in my guild that like everybody just kind of like just memed on all the time. So I went to what was it, Mulgore, and I tamed a rare flamingo. It was a pink, the only pink flamingo in the game. I waited around for like 2 hours to tame him as my pet, and then I named him after that guy in my guild. Everybody thought it was the funniest thing.
Take three of these
You hated
powers,
that thing?
One from a
Oof.
weapon, one from an armor, and one from a piece of jewelry. And these powers would basically become passive powers that your character always had. So
Yep.
in Diablo 4,
My
for
pink
example,
flamingo
you had
named
3 codex
Thillin.
powers that you knew your character was always going to.
Why was your game for 10 years? You had to stop playing because your rating was consuming your life?
That
Yep.
power. Maybe your build needed a certain.
That was
unique
my
and
entire
conflicts
college
with one of your
career.
armor slots that you would normally put a codex power on. Now you'll be able to put it in one of these slots and permanently have it, regardless of the gear that you're wearing. Number 27, new legendary item affixes. All new legendary affixes, expanding the possibilities with builds. I think at this point we all expect new items to be coming out fairly regularly with new item affixes. So that's
PvE2's trash now. You just can't run the 15-20 hour campaign just to play the same boring endgame. I agree. Like, I enjoy the campaign, but I feel so bored when I get to endgame. Like, I would like to be able to engage with like the endgame bosses, like the aspirational content there. And I've done a few of them, but it's like it takes so much effort to get there, and it is just running map after map after map for what? I don't know. I do hope that like when they do the endgame rework in 0.5 that it feels better.
And then the survey goes on to ask, what changes or updates to Diablo 4 would make you even more excited to play the game? And on this list, a lot of these things are going to be no-brainers that we know we're going to be getting, but some of them are a little bit more interesting. So we get new season journey pets to earn, new story characters, better loot drops, new weapons, equipment, or items,
Flails.
new class abilities, new cooperative player-verse environment.
Campaign needs ability to be skipped. You can't run it 20 hours for the 50th time. I mean, I would assume the more you do it, the faster you're going to get at it, right? You have a guild named Chaos in Auchendown or whatever. That's the place in south of Shatrith and Burning Crusade, right? I think. With 600 people and 2 core raid teams, damn.
PvE game modes, new quests or daily activities, returning story characters, more challenging content.
Yes, please.
Raising the level cap or maximum item level and gear score. New holiday events. New booster events. Meta progression rewards for participating across seasons.
Do we want that? Maybe. Like if they give us like laurels to earn that go across seasons, I'd be okay with that. Like these new things up here. Maybe. That'd be okay. That'd be okay.
More streamlined seasonal experience, improvements to character progression, new seasonal powers.
Thank you for the rose.
Earning platinum to spend in the shop or battle pass, exploring new parts of the world, more frequent loot drops, new battle pass to complete, new narrative content, and new achievements to complete. So the ones that were interesting to me here were new class abilities, which we do expect to get with expansions, but if we got them more often, that would be great. New cooperative PvE game modes, which, like the Dark Citadel, like the Cross Undercity, those kind of things. We need more of those. I wouldn't mind if they brought back revamped versions of the Gauntlet or the Vaults from Season 3. And even
I still miss the vaults.
more so, I would love to see brand new ideas.
Yep.
More challenging content is definitely something people have been begging for. So meta progression rewards for participating across seasons. That one's interesting to me.
I
They
like
wanna
that one
reward-
stuck out to me both times.
Reward you for playing multiple seasons. Is that going to be a checklist? Complete 3 season journeys in a row and you get this bonus? Or is it going to be a little more interesting than that? Earning
I don't
platinum
know.
to spend in the shop or battle pass? That would be really nice if there was an in-game way to also earn platinum. For those of us who don't
It's never
want to or
gonna happen.
can't afford to spend
But maybe,
money on the game.
maybe.
And then the survey goes through a list of a bunch of other ideas that they wanted to gauge how excited we would be to play with those systems. Cosmetic portraits. Similar to portraits in Diablo 3, players would be able to earn through season journey completion cosmetic portraits
Some people
shown
would
on
like
their
that.
character icon while in a party. More elaborate portraits would be awarded for completing the season journey's most challenging objectives. The next one here is weird to me. It says armory system, which we already got that, so I don't know why that's on this survey. So we're going to skip through that one. Pet families.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. This one is juicy. Listening to the video right now and you're hearing more content from 10 minutes than PvE2 did in a year. Always thought class mixing would be cool, like Barb Sorg making it totally, so hybrid classing. That'd be interesting. I don't know, like we kind of did get that with rune words though. Like the ability to use one of the other class's skills and stuff. So maybe?
Different pet types gain different non-combat abilities. For example, one pet family could have the ability to salvage outside of town, while another pet family could give you stash access from anywhere, etc.
I forgot that they talked about this. They've never announced this, so we don't know if it's happening or not. I remember I did very much have a, that sounds cool, but
I really like this idea. However, it would feel really bad having to choose one of those and not another. While I would love to have access to my stash anywhere, I would also really like to be able to salvage, so having to pick and choose between one of those options doesn't sound like a win to me. This one's for the Diablo 2 players. Charms.
Yay!
Similar to Charms in Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrected, players would have an inventory where they would acquire and collect items that provide power bonuses to their character.
The talisman?
Charms would include plus to core stats, plus to specific skills, and other affixes that players find in-game for additional power progression. So charms were a big part of Diablo 2, but if you play Diablo 2, dealing with the inventory Tetris and having a full inventory full of charms just to maximize your player power was a very unpopular system for a lot of people. We've seen systems in other ARPGs like Last Epoch that has their idol system. There was a separate
Which is
inventory
very much
for
how the
items.
talisman looks.
So I would hope if they're going to go down this road, they should give us some kind of charm inventory. Maybe it's something that pops out of the side of the normal inventory, or maybe a separate tab on the character page. Ability effects.
After you come home from Christmas celebration, you're jumping into D4 again. F it. Even gonna buy the expansions?
Change the
So that is one nice thing. If you do pre-order the Lord of Hatred expansion, it does come with Vessel of Hatred for free, so you only have to buy one.
Visual appearance of character class abilities. For example, a sorcerer could change their lightning color from blue to red or another color.
And we're also getting that kind of, sort of. We're going to be able to turn like lightning skills into fire and stuff like that, so.
So this is basically a cosmetic change for your skills, which I think would be pretty cool. I would love to be a druid shooting green tornadoes and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then
green
again, here we see
tornadoes.
fishing. Casual first feature for collectors where players can re-explore base game and expansion 1 collecting fish. Unlike Altars of Lilith, the fish are purely collectible items and are not attached to any power progression.
And that's the reason why I brought this video up in the first place, because we were talking about the fishing. So yeah, in this, they specified that it was going to be casual first feature
The
for
fish are
collectors and purely collectible items. Building off D2 would have done Diablo way better service than turning it into WoW vibes. So I feel like Diablo 3 visually felt like WoW, but the gameplay did not. Diablo 4, I feel like, yes, we see other players in the world, so it has like light MMO elements, but I really don't feel like it feels like WoW at all.
Purely collectible items and are not attached to any power progression. Doesn't sound like this is actually going to be useful for any in-game mechanics other than purely collecting. Maybe
Also, I'm noticing these pillows look so... They're kind of dead now from my fat ass
for
laying on them.
achievements and that kind of thing. And then we have Build Recommender and Planner, an in-game tool to help facilitate following a build guide or planning your build. You could up
The second streamer saying that it's a completely different game compared to Season 1. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't played since, like, they did a major overhaul on the itemization, both in Season 4 and Season 11. They added new endgame content in Season 5 and a lot in Season 6 with the expansion. They added new stuff to the Nightmare Dungeons in Season 9. They revamped Infernal Hordes in Season 8. I don't even remember, but there's so much new stuff. You missed capstones. Capstones are literally back in the game now.
upload a planner from an online guide or
There's
a friend
more of them,
to
too.
follow
There's
skill
5 of
point
them
and
now.
Paragon board allocations easily in-game. For players less familiar with builds, in-game recommendations would provide options to players who don't know how to use an online guide. So this feels a lot like what World of Warcraft did a couple expansions ago, where you could take your talent tree, export it as like a string,
Haven't touched the game
and then
since
share
March.
it with somebody. and
Well,
then
they're back
that
now.
other
You can
person
play 'em.
Import it, which would be really nice. So websites like Maxroll and Mobalytics and that kind
Yeah,
of
that
thing,
would be nice.
when they post a build guide, they could just
Infernal
give you a
Hordes are
link that you
confusing
can
now?
copy
Confusing how? I feel like they haven't changed that much.
into the game, and
Unless they're confusing because the best answer isn't always just picking the Hellborn.
it would automatically, like as you level up, your skill points would automatically be allocated, or maybe it would
Oh
just
boy.
highlight the
Oh
nodes so
boy.
you can follow along if you want to, but if you want to veer off the path a little bit, you have that option to do so. So the in-game recommendations part of that kind of reminded me of Diablo Immortal. Like if you were a barbarian, it might say like, you know, this piece of gear with this piece of gear with this piece of gear might be a good way to go to start off your build. That would give new players some idea of how to form a build if they're not really sure which way to go. Minion cosmetics. Gain the ability to change the look of your minions, like the Necromancer skeletons or the Druid wolves, based on new designs. Again, more cosmetics are cool. I would also love to see shapeshift forms for druids. The game has a ton of really cool cosmetics, but when the druid is in one of their wolf or bear forms, you don't really see those cosmetics most of the time. So it'd be really nice to have cosmetic shapeshift forms.
How's minion builds in
Improved
D4? You
gla-
really like Necro stuff and minions, but you're sick of Pee-wee's minions staying behind me all the time? I'm not a big Necro guy, so I'm not sure. I don't really know. The bottom one is live? No. No. No.
clan system.
No.
Similar to other MMOs, there would be more reasons, challenges, and activities to participate with your clan in the world of Sanctuary.
He's the smarter one,
Possibilities include
though.
Fighting a world boss as a clan, or working towards group challenges for gold or other item rewards. As somebody who does lead a clan, I would love this, because right now it does just
Lead.
feel like an extended friends list. There's not really a whole lot of interactivity between the clan other than the clan chat. Next, we have dungeon crafting. At
This is
endgame,
interesting.
Players are able to use their vast collected resources to craft dungeon keys that can customize a dungeon experience. Players can add shrines, chests, bosses, events, goblins, etc. to a dungeon key through crafting. These keys could be used by the player or traded to enter a user-generated content dungeon and reap the reward.
That sounds kind of neat. That sounds kind of neat. Will they do it? Dungeon crapping? Maybe. If you build a bad one. But yeah, so you can customize your own dungeon, pick what activities and stuff are in it, and then if you want to, you can either run it or you can sell it. Sounds like Cross Undercity, but better? Kinda. Although this came out after Cross Undercity. But yeah, like you get to pick all the different, like what's in it, what boss is in it, what kind of rewards maybe. And then you can trade them. I feel like if they're going to do that, though, like, give us an auction house or something. You've been saying you want cosmetic druid forms forever. You feel druid armor cosmetic so pointless? Yeah. So I will say, a while ago, there was a now former Diablo developer who came into my chat one day. I recognized her username, and I'm like, you should report back to your team that druids really need shapeshifted cosmetic forms. And she's like, I'll let them know. I don't think anything's actually going to come of that, but I put that out into the world. Being able to sell it would be sweet, and that's where the auction house would be pretty sweet. Exactly. So, like, even if it's something like PoE did, like, it doesn't even have to be like a WoW auction house. It could just be like the what's the word? The asymmetric trade thing. It'd be great.
Going back to the roadmap, we did see dungeon escalation and new nightmare dungeon activities in season 9. So
nope,
that
not
could
the
be
same
one of
thing,
the
Riz.
features that we're
It's
getting
not.
with that season, or
It's
this
not.
could be something completely separate. That remains to be seen. And then the last thing on the
Dum,
list
dum,
was
dum,
reactive
dum.
cosmetics. Based on actions made in game, such as killing an elite or maintaining a kill streak,
And we
there will
got
be
wings that did
temporary
that.
visual changes of your character, such as bigger visual effects, changing colors,
Buying
and
Goblin
animations.
Greed dungeons?
So
Seriously.
just more cosmetic options that could be fun. When you're on a kill streak, it'd be nice if your character starts glowing. The
Yeah,
more
trade
kills you
chat's
get,
not
the
good
more
at all.
visually impactful it looks. I think that could be a really neat addition to the game. So I think there's a lot of really cool potential ideas in there. I wonder how many of these systems Blizzard's considering doing. I'm curious if some of these
Most
are
of
already
them.
in the work, or if these are all just kind of ideas that they threw out for this survey.
Does
What
it
do you
feel
guys think?
weird to hear my
What new
voice?
activities
I'm
or
so
game
used to
modes
it
or
now
item types
that
or
no,
whatever, what
it
would you
used
like
to be
see
though.
in the game? Whether it be season 9, season 10, expansion 2, expansion 3,
I used to
expansion
hate
4,
editing my
what do
own
you guys
content
wanna
and
see
stuff,
added to
and
Diablo 4?
now I'm so
People
used to
always
it,
say,
I don't
we
even
want
care.
New crafting. We want new endgame. What does that mean though for you? What modes would you like to see?
Boop. All right. Makes it so hard to do trades. Yep. That's one of the main reasons why I don't even bother trading in this game. Don't even care. All right, so we got a world boss when? In 11 minutes? Okay. I keep seeing your videos on TikTok. You do a good job on your videos. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I've been trying to pump out the content lately. When the expansion comes out, I'm going to be relentless. Think the new class could be a healer class? So, I don't think that we'll ever get a pure healer class, but maybe a class that has a heal or two in their arsenal, possibly. I'm kind of surprised that Paladin's Holy Bolt doesn't. Set item character appearances are missed. So we are getting set bonuses with the expansion, but it's not going to be on gear. But that doesn't mean that getting a set bonus might not make our character like glow or something like it used to, like the way that it did in D2. Very curious to see how the talisman system is going to work though. We have Xbox group, you just post on there and you get what you need. Oh, really? Yeah, like I know there, like for like PC players and stuff, there's like Discords or the sites like Tradery and that kind of thing that you can find trades, but I just don't even care. That's the second time I've accidentally clicked back on the portal. It's fun cleansing demons as Paladin. It really is. Paladin's a pseudo healer. I mean, is it though? Like in D2, it kind of had like heals and stuff. Are there any healing abilities in this one? I didn't even notice if there are. You collect things you think might be useful and end up with worth a few billions, or worth billions. Nice. Trading kind of takes the fun out of it. Yeah, I feel like if they were gonna do trading, they would need to have way more. Like, I think the reason why it's so good in PoE is because there's so many different ways to craft and stuff. And like itemization is just much deeper. And that's what makes it interesting in that game. Whereas like in Diablo, it's like you're really just looking for a couple of stats on each piece and like there's not really a whole lot of thought that goes into it. What do I think of the Oridin? I think it's fine as a concept, but it's probably too strong right now. I'm sure it'll probably get nerfed. But I mean, Oridin was always a thing back in like D2 and stuff too. He has a node that heals allies when you heal, and there's a few ways to heal. Okay. Oh, that's one of the auras, yeah. Is it this one? No. Okay. This. You and your allies emanate the light, dealing damage. Nope, not that one. The passive? Oh. Ah! It scrolled on me. At least two. Okay, yeah. When your first bolt of light returns, heal for 12% of your maximum life. Fortifies. Okay. Interesting. Might be Chick-fil-A kind of night. Oh, that's God's chicken. There's nothing deep in PoE 2 itemization. On all builds, you look for resistances and one stat you need, crit speed, or something. And on all weapons and enemies, look for plus the skills. That's it. I mean, I feel like it's deeper than D4's itemization. At least with all the crafting and stuff. Like, I feel like if we had more ways to modify gear in this game, I think that would be a good thing, I guess is what I'm saying. Because right now, it just feels like you get your piece of gear, and if it has like 2 or 3 good stats, you can re-roll the other one, and then you just go through your checklist of the same things every time.
It is done.
Haven't had it in like 4 years. Nice. Do it. I'm thinking about having a cheat day and getting some Taco Bell today as my Christmas dinner. Am I more active on YouTube? I am, as far as streaming, I stream on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube pretty much regularly. I mean, I pretty much post all the same content everywhere. The anointing node? Anointing. AFK farming for Esmodun, gift level 4 while chatting. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I have not even cared about leveling those. Where's anointing? I really wish we could search by passive names, because like I can never remember where anything is. Your allies heal for 11%. I see. Gotcha. You're making tacos for dinner tonight? Must be in the water? Hell yeah. Frozen pizzas. That sounds good too, honestly. Yeah, seriously, are we invited? Bringing durability and ethereal items for crafting back would be nice. Enjoyed that aspect along making a red craft items better than mythical. Bringing durability and so ethereal items would be cool for sure. I do miss that from D2. What do you mean by a red craft? You mean crafting, like crafted items in D2, the orange colored ones? Gotta get those mythic pranksters, seriously. Yeah, like I'm so excited to learn more about the Roderick Cube and what we're gonna have access to. Because like I loved the cube in D2. And I like the cube in D3 also. They were just very different. Like similar but different. Alright, we finally finished leveling this guy. There are several nodes that heal you passively and heal on hit and on kill. Yeah, I probably would have known that, but as we've learned from my videos, Riz doesn't really read. He just kind of skims shit. You like the changes in tempering? Wait, why are you sorry? Bum 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 bum. All right, we'll do a 95. Skim shit, that's what I have to do on your toilet this morning? Oh no. Oh no. You're excited because you have so many build ideas for supports? I really wish that my brain was wired to where like I enjoyed making builds. Especially as a content creator, like being able to make build guides would be great for my channel, but my brain's just not wired that way. Like, I like learning how different systems work, like how crafting systems work and stuff like that, but like builds are just too complex for my small brain. Although I was pretty proud of myself for putting together a Blessed Hammer leveling build that wasn't awful. Then again, pretty much everything was not awful on Paladin since it was so strong. What up, Nichols? How you doing? World Boss in 3? Ah, shoot. Do I care? Do I care? You enjoy making your own builds? Sometimes you don't understand things? Yeah, I guess part of it would just slow me down a lot because I just like go and I don't like having to like think about shit. Hurts my brain. I'm too old for that. It's so weird though. For whatever reason, I like following build guides for Diablo, which is the simpler game, but I like making my own builds in PoE, which is way more complicated. But I guess most of the builds in that game require like crazy amounts of gear that I don't care to grind for, so maybe that's why. You don't follow the changes deep enough to figure it out? That's fair. Alright, we're gonna go to World Boss. You hope for endgame gear the cube will be about making flavorful, unique items rather than supercharging generic legendaries? Yeah, I hope so. Like, all we have to go off of is the little video that they put out showed a sword with runes flying into it, and then it sparkled. Good night, Bluing. Take it easy. I think you have more alternatives for builds in PoE. Yeah, true. It is, like, build variety is definitely getting better in this game, but it does definitely vary season to season. Like, some seasons only one build is good. Oh, geez. For, like, certain classes. But, like right now, the Paladin has so many good builds. It's kind of wild. But I'm curious. Like, let's say they decided, okay, we're going to make the fourth expansion, or the third expansion. And instead of making a new class, we're going to do a big rework on all of our existing classes to try to bring them up to the same standard as the Paladin and the Spearborn. Try and make them better. How would you guys feel about that? Would you be okay with that? Or would it feel bad not getting a new class? With 30 seconds to spare. We were promised a new class. Well, for this upcoming expansion, yeah. But I mean for the one after that. If they decided not to do a new class and just rework all the existing ones to make them better. New class or death? It's kind of how it feels. So it's like they would have to do a new class and revamp the old ones. I guess if they're only giving us one new class, maybe. But how drastic? Yes. Love the idea of subclasses. Yeah, like, I feel like subclasses are cool, but because PoE and Last Epoch both do subclasses, they're not going to do it. Yeah, this is Diablo 4. It's funny how they nerf Spiritborn's Vicious Shield, but Paladin has Castle. I mean, Paladin, like, Castle just came out. I'm sure they will nerf it. I'm sure they will. You went back to WoW after many moons, and the skill tree was not what you expected. Yeah, the skill tree is, like, they brought it back to, like, similar to how they used to be, but in a way more complicated way. All new characters get crazy buffs and get updated to play that particular class. You logged on a minute before you spawned, and the world boss wasn't on your map. Weird. Did you see them show off some of the upcoming changes? Yes. I made a couple videos about it. I am very excited to see what all they're actually going to be doing. Yeah, they showed the ball lightning turning into fire, and they also showed incinerate turning into lightning. And both of those are interesting. Was it ball lightning or frozen orb? I don't remember. I think it was ball lightning. If it wasn't for seeing where you ran to, I would have missed him. You're welcome. Gabos! Gonna grab some food. You need to buckle down on the task. So good night, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Girl, bye. Made a TP the other day and the world boss and went to town to say, oh yeah, came back and he was gone. Looks like fun, but your budget's all gone on PoE. I mean, this game goes on sale pretty often. But I get it. I get it. Whoops.
Take a chance, wanderer. There's a whole battle.
Oh, he went back in the world. He was back up. Gotcha. So you probably lost the loot that you left there, but you got double loot. How him Riz him good. How him Nichols. You have the expansions, but you've never bought the base game. Game Pass? Gotta be Game Pass. Like the damage numbers show up? Yep. You can turn them on and off. Am stable? Nice. Winterglass plus the new mace for Sork is the next off-meta build idea? Nice. You'll have to let me know how that goes, because I do like Sork, and I do plan on leveling a hardcore Sork at some point in the not-too-distant future. That might be what I do on Friday, actually. Card Sore Hork? Hell yeah.
Father bring you luck? It seems you're very nice. It's a whole battle up. Try again.
Why can't... Oh, geez. How many obols are there?
It seems
This game... You can buy it on Steam. I have it in Battle.net, but you can get it on Steam, yep. You convinced Mythic Pranksters went extinct? I haven't seen one in a couple days, but I definitely did get one. And other people in my clan have gotten them. So I know they exist.
Till next time.
Okay. I'm having like unlimited obel glitch right now.
That's for salvage.
One per 400. I'm curious if how accurate that is. Sounds right.
Very nice. It seems your prayers have been answered.
He's a ticking time bomb, y'all. What season? 11. And 12 is probably going to be on March 10th. You got 2 from 1 world boss kill? Hell yeah.
You can take what's left.
I guess I didn't look to see what that last world boss gave me. To this day, you've never found an SOJ and have been playing since Diablo 1 came out. I mean, SOJ is only in Diablo 2 and 3.
It seems your
Which is interesting, because if you go back to 2019 BlizzCon and watch some of the streamers' playthroughs from there, they did find SOJ in Diablo 4, but it was not in when the game released.
take a chance, Wanderer.
Don't think you played since season 8? Yeah, 8 was probably... No, 8 was definitely my least favorite season. It was pretty rough. Alright, what do we get here? Obels, protection shrines, equipment delve. Nope. 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 We will keep all those. We're gonna stash some of these, make room, and we're gonna craft some. Alright, so here we will put all of those. You only find SOBs and wait, SOBs. What's an SOB? Today's your birthday. Happy birthday. Are you ready for your spankings? Spankings?
Come back if you need work.
What? What game is this? Diablo 4. Alright, here we go. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 33? 20 at once. Got it. I was one off. Subbed? I appreciate it. Son of a loot? Nice. Alright, let's see if we get one. I'll keep any of the legendary ones, because why not?
You can take what's left.
We go again. Which Nightmare sigils are you specifically looking forward to or wanting to do? The Mythic Prankster. Gift is at level 4, now the real farming begins? Oh boy.
That's good salvage.
Oh, didn't mean that one. Nope, didn't get it. Probably have, what, 1 or 2 more now? 4 more. I guess I don't need to go to the blacksmith. I can do it here. What am I doing? Womp womp. Never lucky.
Moo, 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 moo.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Um.
Moo 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 moo. Moo 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 moo.
Thank you for the follow. We could also try to upgrade these to try to get a legendary. Do I care? Not really. Not really hunting anything right now. You know what? I'm gonna use some of these sparks, because why not? Send it. Gamba time. Alright, so we got a Starless. Huh. I never saw what Andy's looks like on a Paladin. I kind of like that. Kind of dig it. Okay, so this got lucky hit chance. Could I potentially make this better? Maybe. Having trouble finding aspect of Tyrell's jurisdiction. Any tips on what gear to look for?
I can take common, turn it.
So Tyrell's jurisdiction. It's offensive. Yeah, probably gloves. Yeah. Maybe offhands. What's cheaper? Shields? Yeah, shields or gloves, probably. Word on the street is best sanctifying. Wait, can you... Shield is defensive, though, isn't it? I'm not sure. Both? Okay. Word on the street is best sanctifying you can get is Ring of Starless Skies to pump out the DPS. Yeah, that's what I have on my pants. And on my... I have the ring and I have it on my pants. Imagine getting a double stack on here, though. That'd be nice.
What will it be?
Moo!
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So we probably want the core skills. Is that Crusader? It's Paladin. Yep. Yeah, I think we go with the core skills here. Ideally, we want the crit chance instead of lucky hit, but can barely see the game. I'm sorry.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
If you want to see the full game, you can watch it on the purple site. But I feel like you can see pretty much everything you need, except for when I'm opening menus and stuff. But when I'm doing something important, I'll usually slide it back and forth. Okay, so we need to add a socket. And we already masterworked it. We can't enchant it. We can't add an aspect to it. I take up half the screen. So the thing is, if I make myself smaller and make the game bigger, you see less of the screen. It's bigger, but you see less of it. Like, if I made this bigger, you'd see less of the game, not more.
Shampoo is better.
I didn't mean that. Uh-oh. I broke it. Okay. Vertical format's trash? Yeah, kinda. Oh, no, I broke it. I'm gonna have to fix that later. I broke it. I broke it. How did that break it? I don't even know. Stop looking at me, Swan! Alright, we're gonna sanctify that ring, though. Oh, wait. I see how I broke it. I just need to center it. Whoops, not centered that way. Did that fix it? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I never added a socket. I was gonna get a socket, but I didn't.
Are your hands clean?
Could have been a big mistake.
But don't touch.
Oh. Wrong thing, Riz. Holy moly. There we go. Can make it to see map while you're playing? You can... No, just that. Just a full map. There's no overlay map in this game. Alright. So is there anything else I could do here? Not really. So this probably isn't going to be any better. But... maybe. It's a lot of quality. So it's less attack speed, more crit, more lucky hit, less core skills. What am I trying to do? I was just trying to sanctify my ring. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use that. The more crit's nice, but losing the core skills is kind of rough. Okay. Had to try it. Boop. Still playing Diablo 1 tomorrow? Yep.
Use it well.
It's Christmas and you play this? I mean, I don't have family here or nothing, so what else am I gonna do? I'll be here tomorrow, too. I'm gonna keep the Selig. Best way to get Resplendence? Mythic Prankster Dungeon. The Season Journey gives you one. The Hadriel gives you one. Lilith gives you two, I think. Just can't sleep? Aw, that sucks. You'll be my family? Awesome. What's the stream time tomorrow? The plan is 1 p.m. Pacific time. Although, if I'm bored, I might go live early.
My magics await your return.
Fuck flying anywhere during the holidays? Yeah. Yeah, no. I told my mom, maybe in 2027. You're my son? Hell yeah.
Managed to save some.
Do I try and craft a couple more just to YOLO them? Maybe. Ever tried Raven 2? I've never tried Raven 1. I don't know anything about it. Four more? All right. Sign me up. Ooh. A 3 to core skills one. Juicy. Path of Diablo? Diablo of Exile? Hell yeah.
I carry the best.
Moo.
Of the
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Why did I just try to put that in the bottom box? Yeah, I'll definitely save that amulet. Those get salvaged. And then I can make one more. Starless? Ooh, buddy. Attack speed. Okay. Time to make a barbarian? Eh. Maybe. Maybe.
another time then.
Alright, let's,
Some so advanced here.
okay.
Oh, there's a floor.
Okay. So, yeah, one with 5, one with 4. People said they use the real occult symbols in D4. I don't know. What up, Samantha? Merry Christmas Eve. Sounds like Minecraft music. It's the Postal Service. You love the Paladin trying to level to 60? Paladin's great. All right, chat. We got 2 chances. Do we do the good one first or the bad one first? The best way to get the Masterwork stuff, the Obdicite. So if you... so there's 2 legendary Nightmare Dungeon sigils. There's Hidden Armory, but there's also Treasury Breach. Treasury Breach is the best way to get Obdicite. You can get like 30,000 in a single dungeon.
Ooh.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm gonna do the bad one first.
Moo, moo, moo.
Okay.
Moo, 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 moo.
Okay, so that's not good. All right, so this one has potential. Thank you guys for the follows. Please be good, please be good, please be good. Okay. Total resistance. Total resistance? Not all resistances. Total resistance. Is that armor too then? I don't know. I'm not sure. Wait a second. Does it take all your resistances then add 10%? Yeah, I'm not sure. So those are all 95%. If I put it on, they went down. Wait, okay, so Shadow is 194 with that one. My resistances would go down. Oh, because I don't have the gem in it. What a dummy. What about the amulet? Oh, you got that on your amulet? I'm curious how that works. I should take the gem out. And you just got quality on your grandfather and it's all orange? Nice. Okay, so if I take that out. So that has 5 core skills. That has 5 core skills. So it would give me more toughness. Lower attack speed, same crit, same core skills. So it's like, what do I want? More damage or more toughness? It gives me 9,000 more toughness. 8,000 more. That is a decision. So 194, 94. So the damage reduction doesn't really change, but the total toughness value does. You masterworked your damage affix, so it's purple. Nice. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Like it took me a little while to kind of understand how all the different colors were working. But yeah, seeing a purple one feels pretty good. Google says combined damage reduction from armor and elemental resistances. I don't know. What up, Just Lilith? How you doing? I don't know which one's better. I mean, having a 3 GA feels pretty good. Versus a 1 GA. I think I'm just going to stick with one that I have, but I'll keep it as a backup. This one's going in the trash, though. Wait, okay, so that's interesting. Core skills is 4, but it's purple. I guess that's just purely because it has so much quality on it. It's weird seeing the yellow numbers being lower than the blue numbers. But I guess it makes sense with the extra quality. Yeah, the sanctification stuff's kind of weird, but kind of cool. Alright, so I'm going to salvage this one. Yeah. Does the quality work or hard it didn't? Wait, what? Do I... You know what? You heard it didn't? Oh, no, it does. The only thing that doesn't work is, like, if you have something that gives, like, plus to all skills, and it increases it to like, more skills, that is not currently applying. I don't know if it's supposed to work or not. Okay, so all stats is probably the play there.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
We'll add a socket to it. Do I want to do this on this character? Does it matter? What's my favorite chocolate milk brand? I don't have one. Send it. It's pretty harmless. Just chilling with my 4GA. Level 4 gift is crazy. 10 of Nightmare Sigils, but also 2 Ascendant Tributes and 5 Escalation Sigils. Dang. Fairlife's really good. I've heard Fairlife's good. I'm sure I've had it, but I don't know. Not enough people do. They're not all the same. I agree with that. If somebody ever told me that Yoo-Hoo is their favorite chocolate milk, I would have to tell them they're a liar. Because Yoo-Hoo's not chocolate milk. It's chocolate water. Anyways. Shit company, though? Is it? I don't know. Anyways. I'm going to call it for today. Riz has the munchies. He needs to get some snacks. I hope you guys have a great Christmas Eve, and I will see you tomorrow if you're here. If not, have a fantastic Christmas, and I will catch you when I catch you. Later.